I don't mean to. I just didn't see this coming. I mean, come on. Is this real? Okay, Jimmy G suddenly returns. It's unbelievable. In fact, I knew. Well, I had a feeling he wasn't going to get cut today. I thought they were going to wait till September 9th to add to the drama. You know what did they do? The Niners, who were supposedly trying to move JG since the end of the 2021 season, have failed to do that. And meanwhile, General Manager John Lynch, head coach Kyle Shanahan, and quite possibly owner CEO Jed York have changed strategy for both the 49ers and Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, there is where you start to wonder, what WTF? So tonight, taking your calls to get a sampling of the mood and sentiments of the Niner Empire regarding this sudden turn of events with the 49ers and Jimmy Garoppolo. As you know, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, who was like, when I first read it, it's like Adam just took a room full of people that don't really appreciate Jimmy very much and took a cluster of hand grenades and just pulled a pin off him as fast as he could, threw it in there. I said, this is unbelievable. Oh, are a lot of people going to be pissed? So, according to Adam, the 49ers and Garoppolo have agreed to a one-year restructured deal that will keep him in San Francisco for the 2022 season. Garoppolo is now the highest-paid backup quarterback in the NFL. As Schefter tweets, Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers agreed to a restructured one-year contract that will keep the quarterback in San Francisco this season. Per sources, the contract contains no trade and no tag clauses, assuring Garoppolo will remain in San Francisco this season and have the freedom to leave in 2023. Why would the 49ers? You know what, honestly, and don't get mad at me, but Jimmy Garoppolo did not deserve to be just kicked out like a dog. He didn't. We just accomplished too much when he's there. Well, granted, we didn't win the big ones, 2 big ones. But he still brought the team back into relevance. So I said, you know what? This just talking about him like he's crap and kicking him and spitting on him and everything. I just thought, that's just mean. He doesn't deserve that. So I was like, I didn't expect this because, I'm not sure if this is really good for the team, honestly, because now I don't know what kind of this is going to have repercussions. Well, you know what? Schefter updated his initial report, adding Jimmy Garoppolo's one-year restructured deal is worth $6.5 million in base, fully guaranteed per sources. He has another total of $500,000 in roster bonuses. He also has playtime bonuses that can boost it another nearly $9 million. So 1 year, $7 million up to just shy of $16 million. So as I say, I don't know that this is going to continue, and somebody's going to probably make an offer from some team. Now that this deal is around an area of money where it could be at least considered by teams, Jimmy may not last past the trade deadline, is my thinking. Because if he does come out and does some good things and the 49ers are not losing, it could be good things for the 49ers. So, it's just a strange thing. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. Okay, my needles are moving now. Okay, we're back. And as I was saying, it just tends to look like something that's has a potential for a lot of issues and problems. I don't know the relation. I don't know how the locker room could actually be taking this. I don't know. Jimmy hasn't even been given the playbook. He has no idea what's going on, other than the fact he was over there with a couple of guys. Fam, this is. I was going to tell you about this a while back. I saw everybody thought that Jimmy screwed the deals up, that they were trading Jimmy G. I said, I don't know about Jimmy screwing the deal up. I don't even know that he made that call on an operation on his shoulder. And I think if anything, Jimmy probably wanted to get that job, that shoulder administered to immediately after the season started. I still think this is an elaborate plan to do just what they're doing now. Make it look as if they were trying to get rid of Jimmy, do what they could. John Lynch came out and said he had a couple of deals with the Washington team, right? And then somebody came back and said, no, he didn't. And that made me really take a step back and think about that for a moment. You know what? What are the Niners doing? You could have just cut Jimmy. A few weeks ago, you just could have cut him. Why are we nursing this whole long? Are you taking your time to get a good look at Trey to make sure that you're doing the right thing? And then all of a sudden you got Brock Purdy and Nate Sudfeld in the mix. Now, one of them has got to go. You and I both know that if you take a vote, it may not be Nate Sudfeld who stays, right? What are they going to do? All these questions and more, you bring it to the table. Tell me what you're thinking about this whole madness that Jimmy G 49. I'm back, baby. I'm back. Thanks for the contribution, fam. And Sir Payne with his new pay, I'm glad Garoppolo is staying. All right. So if he would have got paid any more than that, no way. A lot of people probably feel that way, including myself. You can't pay the guy who's sitting on the bench $27 million. Robert Slavin, this is a good thing. Jimmy, now we have two good quarterbacks. And we should probably all look at it this way, to be comfortable. Be Ham, Mr. 205, Ronbo told you this was going to happen. By the way, no, we're not putting Jimmy back up on the wall. I'm serious about what I said. We're going to do this with a Hall of Famer, and those are the only people that are eligible. When somebody wins a Super Bowl, when somebody wins a Super Bowl on the 49ers roster, then we'll think about which player from that particular team we'd be interested in putting up on the fat head. But anyway, on the wall. But then otherwise, no. Okay. Anyway, let's go to the phone right now. Listen, you're not going to be able to go overtime on this. Now, if I say we're done, we're done. Okay, because I got a feeling we have a few people who want to talk about this. Okay, so hey Eric.
Yo, what's up, Ronbo?
Well, Laker, you know what's up. I'm looking for your feelings on this, Eric. Now, what brought this on? What do you think is going to be the result? Is this good, bad, or indifferent? Or what are you thinking?
I mean, I think it's good and bad. I mean, it's probably bad in terms of locker room chemistry. Obviously, we all know you never know. Guys like Kittle, things like that might divide the locker room in terms of if Trey's playing well. It also hurts Trey's development. I mean, Trey's going to have to go out there and perform because now he's looking over his shoulder. You don't want Kyle talking to Jimmy on the sideline. And if Trey's performing bad, then all of a sudden Jimmy gets thrown in. So, I mean, obviously there's things like that, but also it's good in terms of the team. If Trey does go down, Jimmy can step right in and we're still in play, We can still contend for a Super Bowl. We can still contend for the NFC Championship game, things like that. The Niners have two really good quarterbacks. And I think, just so everybody knows, this is still Trey's team. It is still his team. It's not Jimmy's team. It's Trey's team. He's going to lead this team. But, again, what I think this is really, Ronbo, is they don't have the patience to wait for Lance to develop. That's what I got from this. They want him to go out there and perform. Obviously, Kyle is going to make sure that he's not making mistakes because Kyle's really good at that. He makes sure that players are not making mistakes, basically. He hides their weaknesses and he exploits their strengths. He does it with everyone. He's going to do it with Lance. But if Lance is struggling, then Jimmy will go in. But I will say this, Ronbo, what happens if both quarterbacks don't win? I mean,
we turn to Nate Sudfeld.
Struggles. Yeah, but if Jimmy goes out there and then he struggles and we still don't win, what the hell happens? I mean, I don't want to go too far, but if it were me, Kyle and John, someone's got to go. If it were me, there are some candidates. I'm not assuming that the Niners are going to fire either one of them. But if it were me and the Niners the Niners miss the playoffs with using both quarterbacks, because I'm assuming they're going all in on this season because they're saying, hey, we can win with Trey and Jimmy. They're assuming that they're going to go to the playoffs.
You mean platooning them back and forth like they were trying to do last year?
Well, no. Just in case Trey doesn't work out, they're assuming Jimmy will go in and win games like you would expect. So to me, that signals that they're going in and they want to win the Super Bowl and things like that. like everyone does. But if it does happen, because they could have went all in with Trey, they could have had the money with Jimmy. They could have gotten it back and improved the team. They could have gotten a safety. There was Tyrann Mathieu, Justin Reed. Those were guys like that in free agency. There were offensive linemen in free agency they could have gotten. But they didn't have that type of money because they had Jimmy on the roster. I think and I also think if when we had the third overall pick, if you went all in with Jimmy, you could have drafted Kyle Pitts. You could have went Jamar Chase. You could have went anywhere to go all in with a certain quarterback. You could have went, in ways like that. So if you have both quarterbacks on this roster and you're still not winning games, that's why I'm saying someone's got to go. Whether it's Kyle, I mean, Sean Payton's out there. I mean, if he's still out there next year, I'm comfortable with that. If John needs to go, then Adam Peters can step right up. I remember when people were saying John might go back to Fox. I mean, people were saying Adam Peters is perfectly capable of going into the GM spot.
He's probably running the spot
so
now.
I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is assuming the worst case scenario, which I don't think that's going to happen. This roster is Super Bowl ready. It's all that. So this is just worst case scenario. I mean, I don't want people shitting on me for bringing this up to light.
I think some people are being horrified. I don't think Jimmy's coming in unless we're like 2-6 or something like that, and maybe they still think the season is salvageable, or Trey gets hurt. Jimmy being the consummate professional, I am concerned about the money they offered and the incentive package they offered Jimmy, but I don't think he's going to come in and just be a menace. I can't picture him doing that. That would be out of character for him. So Jimmy's just there as a problem because I wonder sometimes if they're concerned more about the backup quarterback situation than anything else, because Kyle went through the CJ and Nick situation and that failed miserably. So if Trey goes down, it's seriously bad. So, I think this had something to do with it as well. There's probably a number of factors, but as far as the locker room and George killing that guy, this locker room, they built a culture now where you don't have to really worry about that kind of thing, I don't think. Because everybody knows each other.
So, I mean, I'll let you go, Ronbo. I know you got a lot of callers. I'm excited to hear what Phil's going to say, Ellis, guys like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know Big Show's probably going to pop in and say Trey's a bust or something like that.
You got to have Show.
Just so you know, Big Show, Mac Jones did not look good. Just so you know. But I mean, it's all fun and games.
Mac Jones, take this. All right, Eric. We'll be back tomorrow for the roster cuts to have more drama in 49erville.
All right,
Night, fam.
I'll catch you later.
Good stuff. All right. And All-Star Luna, we got to get Jimmy to go back on the wall. Let us not start this. I am not. All-Star Luna, thanks for countries. We're not starting. I am not here to inflame the empire. I just merely a part of it. And if it bothers us to put that up there, it's certainly not coming up there. So, no, we're going to stick to the policy we had of putting the Hall of Famer back up there. Brittany, get in here, Britt.
Hey, Ronbo.
How you doing, Brittany? We've talked
My
about.
mind is just
Huh?
a lot. My mind is just all over the place.
I know, right?
I'm just, yes.
Did not see this coming. And amongst our group, we talked about a lot of things. There were those who held out possibilities of this, but who really believed it? Brittany, what has just taken place and why?
Okay, so there's a lot that has gone on for the whole summer of why Jimmy has been held on by the Niners. Some say that it's no team wants him. Some say that it's let's make sure we keep him so Seattle doesn't get him or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just so when the news popped, my mind just went like, wait, we're keeping him? Yeah. I'm not mad about that because I love Jimmy and I love Trey and I want them both to be very successful. I get that. I want them both to be very successful. And yes, Trey is going to play, but when this news happened, the first thing that clicks in my mind is, does Kyle really think Trey is ready?
Yes, see, that's got to be creeping around in everybody's mind. Otherwise, why do you do this?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Mm-hmm. That's the only thing that popped into my mind when I saw the news break that Jimmy restructured. Is does Kyle think Trey is really ready to start? Because think about it, he doesn't have that much experience like the other rookie quarterbacks did in his draft class. So it's nothing negative. It's nothing negative at all. It's just that thought in your mind, like, do we know for sure if he's fully ready to take over? And it's just right now a wait and see.
And do you wonder what Trey is thinking? I really love to know. But Trey, they like each other so much, it seems.
Right.
I wonder.
Right. I mean, both of them, their personalities are kind of the same. Like, it's a chill, humble personality, and both of them, it's kind of like they feed off of each other. Like, oh, this guy's been great to me because he helps me out, or he's been great because I ask him questions. He'll tell me this, he'll tell me that. I'm not sure deep down what he's thinking. I just know that he needs to show people what he got, so that way nobody on the sidelines is saying, like, man.
Whisper. I know we don't want that. Brittany, real quick before we run out of time. Now, what do you think, Jimmy, how did they get him to sign? Brittany, I thought that Jimmy wanted out of here now. And all of a sudden he's signing this deal. What was he thinking?
Honestly, I have no idea.
I know, right?
I have no idea what he's thinking. But
and he doesn't want to go to Seattle. If the Hawks were going to sign any president, Jimmy, we want you here, but we can only spare about $3 million or so. Is that okay? And then maybe we can work something out later.
No,
and
it's not
Jimmy,
a situation.
Yeah, God, the question mark is going to be over my head for days. Somebody's got to reveal something.
I think tomorrow maybe.
No, tomorrow's cut.
See.
Maybe by Friday or midweek. There's going to be some things that are going to happen, Brittany, in the next couple of weeks that are going to make a lot of people angry, or a lot of people excited, or a lot of people further confused. That's 3 choices.
Right now, I'm just enjoying it and collecting receipts from over the summer.
Brittany, shame on you. Don't be nasty.
Sorry not to be mean. I'm sorry.
Brittany, we're going to go. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Okay. Good night, Ronbo.
Night. See, this is what we've become. You know, we got 2 schools. There's no third school. We got 2 schools. And Bubble says we have the best backup quarterback in the league. He'll be traded when a quarterback goes down to injury, as long as it's not the Seahawks or an NFC West team. Bubble, just keep in mind one thing. Jimmy G will agree to anything they do. If he doesn't like it, Bubble, it's not going to happen. That's what they wrote in the clause. And that's another thing that confuses me. For instance, you gave him no trade, no tag, no nothing clause. Jimmy's in full control of the situation. Bubble, I don't know, man. Don't get your hopes up too high on that. Hey, JJ. Thanks, Bubble, for that contribution, though. I know you. Here we go. Be nice. Be nice. He can't stop
my gosh. What's so stupid about all this, Ronbo, is that all the haters are still bitching. You have your quarterback starting. Why are you fucking crying?
Yeah.
We have the best insurance, and he cut his money. Why are you guys still crying?
And we don't owe $27 million.
Thank you. Now we can go get your little offensive lineman you guys are bitching about and giving excuses
exist.
why Trey can't do it.
Yeah. There's no good offensive lineman out there, JJ. That's why I was telling people, if there's a great offensive lineman out there, the Cowboys went and got him. There's so many teams in the league that need a great offensive lineman. There's not an offensive lineman with the talent we need just standing out there. Hey, over here, I'm available. It's not. It doesn't exist.
Ronbo, we have a mobile quarterback. We don't need offensive line, remember?
Oh, JJ, I am concerned about that, though. Behind that offensive line. Well, you know what, though? That could work both ways. Have a quarterback to get rid of that ball quickly, or one that's going to run around. I flip a coin on that one.
Oh yeah, you kind of got a point there.
Because both of them are in trouble if that
But
offensive line doesn't get better. Whew, my God.
yeah,
Oh.
all I know is my $300 Jimmy jersey I got for $90 is looking a hell of a lot better right now, isn't it?
don't
Got that for a
just
steal.
don't put it on at certain things you go to. You could get hurt. Some people are
I
livid.
wore it yesterday going to the. I wore it yesterday going to the mailbox.
People yelling
But
across the street.
But I'm gonna. I'm still gonna stand by my word though, Ronbo. If Trey does do good, I will buy his $300 jersey. I
Hey,
promise.
everybody hopes he does. We don't want to lose. It's just that I just thought Jimmy G was just treated so bad. My God, people looked at him like that after that. You trash, you garbage, get the hell out of here. You know, so, wow, we got to be like that. My God.
Ronbo. You know the little chats that we have. There's people that call into your show that have literally wished death upon Jimmy.
I'm
not gonna say their name. They've literally said, "I hope he gets hit by a truck."
Yes, that was. Ooh,
That's just straight stupidity.
that's deep down bitter hatred. I just can't. I can't relate.
For a winning quarterback, I don't get it. I mean, like the way we went, or like it or not. At the end of the day, all the thing that matters is a W. But that's not good enough for people, I guess.
Well, you got to win the big one, or else it's the quarterback's fault. And in those kind of games where you got tough competition versus tough competition, that's a full-on operation. That's just not the QB. And a lot of people don't understand that. But this is just 2 out of 3 years.
You know the saddest part.
There, and you get rid of the quarterback.
The saddest part about what you said. The saddest part of what you said, though, Ronbo, is that they hate the quarterback if they don't win the big one. Even though they can make it there, they don't like it. Even though the same crowd whines and bitches and moans the fact that we got robbed out of those Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And you want to say, oh, well, you can't get over the hump. You just said that he did, but we got robbed about it. I got robbed over it. I mean,
which is it?
Stay consistent. What's the problem? Patrick Willis should have a ring right now. Jimmy Garoppolo should have a ring right now. I mean, call it for what it is. You can't throw a deep ball, Ronbo.
One of the reasons why I wanted to see him leave is so we'd go to a team where the coach would say, Jimmy, let that thing fly. We got this guy, they can handle that. I just think, man. But, hopefully, we things will work out. And Jimmy doesn't necessarily have to play this year. If Trey looks good, we all wish that first. But if not,
I hope Trey blows him out of the water. If he's better than Jimmy, I want it. I want it because I want that damn ring.
Damn right. We're talking about winning here.
I was 10. I was 10 years old, Ronbo. Last time we won.
And probably didn't appreciate it
10.
like you would now. So
I could name 4 players when I was that age that was on the team. That was it.
Because at 10, you're only watching it because, you got your dad, an uncle, or brother, or something like that that's got you all into it, and you're sitting there running around the house and every now and then taking a peek at the game, right? So, it's funny. But, JJ, good stuff. And I tell you what, I enjoyed the comedy. We'll see you tomorrow, actually, for the cut down.
All right, Rob. I don't know if you can do this request, but can you make Show come on next? I can't wait to hear it.
I wonder where Show is. I'm sure he's lurking about. Production says no, he hasn't showed up yet. Show's out. Yeah. Oh, no, I just got the word he is on the line. He's coming in shortly. All right. JJ,
right,
talk to you later. Hey, Jay. Yeah, but that's true. I see you now. He'll waive the no clause as long as he starts. Yeah, well, that only makes sense. Yeah, I agree with that. Jay, come on, Ed. Jay, yes. Jay?
Yeah. You can hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you. Well, Jay, come on in, and we're providing tonight the place that you can come and say whatever you got to say about this whole deal. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I don't know. This team does some pretty retarded stuff, to be honest with you. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
First of all, I mean, it's kind of a good idea. Jimmy's a high level backup quarterback and whatever, but you know, like that could mess up Trey's mind or something, his mental. So it really doesn't
Jay,
make sense. To be
let me just
honest
ask
with
you
you.
one thing about that. If Trey is that mentally weak, is he the right guy?
Wait, first of all, Ronbo, what if Trey does bad in the game, and then what? The locker room will say to probably Kyle, "Hey, Kyle, well, he put in Jimmy in there because he's a
No.
winner."
They're,
By the
they're,
way,
they're more
yeah.
adults. They're more adult than that. And remember, these guys have all been together for a while before Trey came in. And while Trey came in, they've embraced him and their family. That locker room they're not like that. Now you
Well,
can't
let's be
lose.
honest, Rombo.
No, I'm just saying you can't lose every week because they're going to start blaming everybody, including Jimmy, who's sitting on the sideline. That's what we do. We blame Jimmy for everything that goes wrong. But the thing is, they're not going to just start attacking Trey. They're probably going to support him. If I had to make a bet right now, is the locker room going to get ugly on Trey if we lose? I'd bet big. No.
I mean, I don't know about that, but I mean, whatever. But I mean, I'm sure Trey and Jimmy, are so nice to each other.
They got genuine affection for each other.
Because they're
It's not a
being
problem.
professionals, right? But inside their head, I'm sure they hate each other. What the hell? You think Trey is gonna think in his mind, oh my God, this guy Jimmy's such a nice guy. He's over my shoulder right here.
What we got to do is don't project your own feelings on what's going on between Jimmy and Trey, because Jimmy wants out. I guarantee you.
I mean, but you got to be honest, Rombo. You think Trey likes this? You think he likes this, Rombo?
Jimmy?
Come on.
Well, he wouldn't have signed it. Yeah. He wouldn't have signed on to the deal. He could have said, "Guys, I'm not interested in this. Can we just make this separation tomorrow?" If I'm Jimmy, that's what I would have done. I don't want to be a part of this. And somehow they talked him into it because Jimmy probably thinks that's the best thing he's got going.
You know why Jimmy signed Ronbo? Because look, where else is he gonna go?
And then there's that.
Paid good money. Where else is he gonna go? No one wants him.
True.
You know why?
But what?
The team around him, Ronbo. That's why. Why did we trade 3 first-round picks for a quarterback, Ronbo? It doesn't make sense because this guy Jimmy is such a winner, right? He's such a winner. We traded 3 first-round picks the following year, Ronbo. You see, the reason
just
we traded
it was 2 first-round picks. You exchanged the first-round pick just to go up higher. The other 2 years, which you're going to lose that first-round pick, they had to because Miami was the only people they talked to. Miami Dolphins were not the first team that they approached to trade.
I know that.
The Dolphins said,
"Who wants to move
we
down
got the number 3 pick. You
pick?
want it? You got to pay." That's what happened.
Yeah, but look, man, Ronbo. I mean, come on, Jimmy has two out of 3 years to win the big one. By the way, and how many times how many more times you need to win the ring?
Jay, do you know?
I know there's so many factors. Like,
what? Do you know the quarterback in Buffalo went 4 straight years? Jay, people need to understand that winning in the NFL is tough, extremely tough. To get to the Super Bowl, to get to the NFCCG to begin with is a small miracle. So
when we have a top fucking 5 defense, Ronbo, for like 4 years, Ronbo. What? We have a top 5 defense for 4 years, Ronbo. Top 5, at least top 10.
But they played a role.
I mean, Jimmy does some good stuff. To be honest, he does some good stuff. Yeah. But I mean, come on. At this point, we got to move on. But I think I don't know.
Also, remember, like I said, it takes 11 on 11. In those games where you got the best of the best playing each other, the defense cannot fall down. They made some mistakes as well. You've got to have somehow the stars align for both offense and defense. Don't screw up. Oh, so anyway, that's the way that
one last thing, Ronbo. One last thing, though.
Real quick, you got 10 seconds.
What's it called? About Jimmy, No, never mind. I forgot what I was going to say. I ain't gonna lie. Whatever.
Bring
Jimmy's
back tomorrow.
Nice guy. There. That's it. Whatever. Yeah. Bye. You have a good one.
We're going to be back for the cut.
We're good, buddy. Yeah.
Don't lose it. Bring that thought back tomorrow. I'll be looking for you. Okay. Night, fam. And hey, John.
Ronbo.
John of 49ers Ultimate Report. John, give us some of what you're thinking here.
Yeah, so when I found out about the news that Jimmy was going to return to the 49ers, I think almost like every 49er fan like myself was like, what are the Niners doing? And I tried my best to like come up with some ideas. And again, I'm not here to please, people who like Jimmy and people who don't like Jimmy. But one of the things that I'm trying to understand is was John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan really afraid that if they cut him and he went up to Seattle, was that a concern that they were having? And again, we don't know what Seattle wanted to do because again, we don't know now if he got released, if he was going to go up there. For sure, some team will probably pick him up if that's the case. Because again, he's Jimmy's an okay quarterback. I'll give him that. He's not bad. So that's one thing I'm trying to get in my head. The second of all is Brock Purdy and Nate Sudfeld. Were they worried that if something happens to Trey Lance during the season, like, oh, he's not performing really well, making a lot of mistakes, he gets hurt, are you really going to, get Brock Purdy, Nate Sudfeld? That's another question. Again, so another thing is like, okay, Kyle wants someone in case something bad happens. Because again, he's seen this going back to 2017 with, Nick Mullins, CJ Beathard, Jimmy getting hurt. That's why they got, this kid. Is he worried that if he doesn't have that one, are they going to have another losing season? So there's a lot of things that we don't know why they did this. And the only thing I can really, think is that maybe Jimmy, wants to continue to rehab and, he wants to still be part of the Niners. Maybe that culture, that, he wants to be here, but he was wanting to take away all that money, basically $6 million base salary. If he does all the incentives, if he plays any football games, he can make up to $16 million, if that's the case. So the money looks really nice, but again, what's the biggest question? Why did Jimmy come back? So there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of things, but at the end of the day, we all know this is Trey's team. Trey Lance is the starting quarterback. And if Kyle, thinks, or if he is worried, I'm worried about my quarterback getting hurt, I don't trust Sudfeld or Purdy, maybe that's the only reason. But at the end of the day, Rumbo, I'm just like a lot of 49er fans. I was so confused why they did this. We were hearing he was leaving the team. Now he's going to be here, maybe half the season, if he's traded, or the entire year. So that's my thoughts about that.
Well, think about this for a minute, though, too. When Jed York suddenly came out of nowhere, I'm comfortable with keeping Jimmy. If we can't trade him, we're well prepared to. Jed, why are you coming out now? At that point right there, I knew something was up, but I couldn't really figure out what and how they were going to handle it. But Jed coming out all of a sudden at that particular time was a little bizarre. And here we are. It's all becoming in fruition. Because quite frankly, what happened today, they've been talking about this for over a month. I'm pretty sure. You don't come up with this idea suddenly.
Yeah. Well, I know, Rumble, you have a lot of calls in. I just wanted to hop on in to say what's up, Rumble, because it's been a while. And also I have a message for you from, your Chicago sports, buddy. Now he's been making videos. Now he's attacking us. So I just wanted to let the faithful know. I hope we beat the Bears because this guy really wants to fight. I don't know what's wrong with him. So I wanted to say that to you, Rumble. So what if he ever calls back? You go at him hard because he was making a lot of videos about how our team is garbage. So anyway, all right, Rumble, sorry about that.
49ers Ultimate Report. Go check him out. He's on YouTube. 49ers Ultimate Report. Always great to hear from you, John. And we'll see. Chicago's hasn't been here in a while. That's maybe why. All right. Have a great night, fam.
And it's Niners all day.
It's time for. I think we got one up here. Let's. Victor Ayres says, I don't know who, but multiple coaches, players talk Jimmy into staying. Really? Keep in mind, he didn't want to go to meetings, practices with the team. See, that's what I'm saying, Victor. That is what I'm thinking. Jimmy was done with the 49ers. You know, he probably, and I tell you, I guarantee he was hurt by the treatment. And he probably said, you know, guys, screw you. I'm out of here. And he even, you know, I got a feeling that's what took place. So if they had to talk him into it, I believe that too. But what's it going to be like having been talked into it? And chill, Phil. Phil, come on in. Everybody's waiting for you.
Ronbo.
Hey, Phil.
Well, this is how it went down, okay? Jimmy was late on his surgery, so he couldn't play the musical chairs game with quarterbacks at the time everybody was filling their slots.
True.
So he was rehabbing late. And so the Niners gave Jimmy's agent the right to make a trade back in March. Nobody wanted Jimmy for the price tag that he was at, $26 million.
And didn't compensate the 49ers, too. Exactly.
Yeah, so nobody wanted him. They were waiting for the Niners to release him, but everybody also didn't have cap space to pay him this $6 million that the Niners are giving him.
Absolutely.
So Jimmy's agent came back to the Niners and say, hey, if we were to renegotiate Jimmy's contract, will you want to have him back? And the Niners are probably saying, yeah, because he's the best backup quarterback in the league. And Kyle knows what happens when you have a Nick Mullins as a backup.
Worse, CJ.
I mean, this is a great thing for us. And if Trey's psyche is so weak,
yeah,
don't be a pro.
That's what I said.
Don't be a pro.
You got to come in
there. You're going to go into
and
hostile stadiums. You're going to go into situations where it gets tense. If you can't handle this, then you can't handle being a pro quarterback.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, they're not going to trade Jimmy this year. Anybody that talks about trading Jimmy is nonsense, because if he walks next year and signs for, say, $12 million, that's a third-rounder and compensation pick. So unless we get a number one...
Do you mind if I interrupt you for a second?
What was that?
Do you mind if I interrupt for a second?
Yeah, we got a new policy. People have to get your
hang
permission to break it. You know
Sure.
what? Guys, can we hold on? Let Phil finish up, because we're pressed for time tonight. Hold that thought, and then you can address it in a moment. Okay. Go ahead, Phil.
Well, anyway, Ronbo, so this is the situation, and you know, Jimmy's a great guy in the locker room. He's not going to make trouble.
Yeah, I can't imagine that.
And I don't think the rest of the team is either. This is a good situation for us, because that allows Kyle to run the plays that gets Trey out in the open and being able to do the things with his legs that we want him to do, and not be afraid if he gets hurt, we're going to lose the season.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to open up the playbook as well because of that insurance.
Yeah,
so
and that
this
makes
is a good
sense.
thing.
That makes sense. And Phil, when Kyle said we're still running the same playbook, when everybody thought that Kyle was going to come up with all these elaborate Trey-centric plays, he made clear, and when he said that, my wheels were turning then too. But I didn't know this was going to be the result. So, you know,
well, I don't think the Niners knew until 2 days ago.
You think it's about 2 days old, this whole batter, huh? Okay.
It was 2 days ago that they were all intent of dropping him.
And were they going to do it tomorrow?
I don't know. It could have been the 9th, because that's when his contract became.
They could have avoided that by that time. 4-year-old, yeah.
But I know that the whole thing supposedly started a couple days ago, where Jimmy's agent came to the 49ers. Then they worked out a deal.
Okay.
They were all intent on letting him go at some point.
But this was just too attractive, considering that you got.
Oh,
Nate.
Sure, to have the best backup in football for $6.5 million. This is a win-win.
Yeah.
It's insurance. Now we've got the deepest team at everything except for offensive line.
Which is one of the most important elements of this team.
Yeah, well, you know.
But we'll see how it works out.
Every team has a weakness.
Yeah. Well, Phil.
But also, McGlinchey was back at practice today, which is a good sign.
Yes.
And out running and blocking.
Good. That's healthiness there.
We
Blocking.
need him.
Damn right. All right. Well,
So
Phil,
I think everybody's there except for Jimmy Ward, and he's going to be out for a while. So
for up to 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah, so maybe he'll heal up
Yeah.
faster. Phil, thanks for that, Phil, for setting a lot of minds at ease. I'm thinking. So
no, this was a good thing. I was really happy about this because now we're number 5 in cap room.
Yeah.
So we're way up there now.
Yes. And if there is an offensive lineman out there tomorrow, we can go get him. Phil, let me see you tomorrow. We're going to be right back tomorrow after we find out what's going on with the cuts. All right, and looking for you.
All right, Ronbo.
All right, Phil. Have a great night.
All right, talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. And hey, is this Jay? Don't tell me that Trey Sermon is not a running back that belongs in the NFL. Jay.
Yeah. Ronbo.
Yeah, Jay. Jay, I can't wait tomorrow, and hopefully you'll be here tomorrow, because I'm already called Kyle and said, listen, Kyle, I know how you feel about Trey Sermon, but listen, don't you cut Jordan Mason because Jay said to do that. Jay, talk to me about Jimmy first, though.
Oh, man. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with it, man. To keep Jimmy as a backup for $7 million. What we crying about?
I'm not.
You know what I mean? We about winning Super Bowls here. Kyle Shanahan had a history. You know what his backups look like when Jimmy went down?
Scary.
This is a Super Bowl team. We trying to win Super Bowl. I don't care what y'all talking about with all that extra. Trey business? Man, Trey, yeah, you in the NFL, buddy. Welcome to the NFL. You know what I mean? You got to show up. You know what I mean? If not, you always got next year because Jimmy ain't coming back next year.
No.
Jimmy got a no trade clause. Jimmy got a no franchise clause. He gone next year, you know. But this smart on Jimmy's part because he get guaranteed money, and he get to rehab his shoulder, come back to a team that he know, and you know,
and next year
all
go find
NFL players.
Yeah, there's an opening every year for quarterbacks.
Yeah, and look at Mr. Brisky. He sat on the bench the whole year in Buffalo. Then what? He get a starting job in Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? And he ain't do nothing. Marcus Mariota did the same thing. Sat in Oakland and got a starting job. You know what I mean?
So it works.
And why can't Jimmy? And then on top of that, and Carson Wentz second year, he had an MVP type year. Got hurt week 15, and then what? Nick Foles came in, took the team and won the Super Bowl. Who closer to Nick Foles? Jimmy or Nate Sudfeld?
You know,
who y'all?
You know what
I mean?
That's a rhetorical question. Boy, Nate Sudfeld, I even like Brock Purdy better. So, you know, this is a good deal.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with it, man. You know what I mean? If somebody want to come trade for Jimmy, all right, give us some like they've been saying this whole time. Jimmy is too good of a player to let go for nothing. You know what I mean? That's all they've been telling us.
I didn't know how serious they were about that. The 49ers were playing.
I understand. I ain't like, you know, I respect Jimmy. I ain't say I don't like him. You know, I don't like his play style, but I respect his game. You know what I mean? Jimmy is a winner. You know what I mean? He might not be Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and we hoping Trey Lance is that. You know what I mean? We believe Trey Lance is going to be that. But you know what I mean? You know, we got Super Bowl team. If Trey ain't ready by week 6, you know what I mean? And things looking terrible. We 1-5 or something. Yeah, put Jimmy in the game. Yeah, I ain't gonna cry.
It's gotta be that drastic too. Exactly. You know, so I don't know why people get
hurt.
mad.
Like I said.
Yeah, I agree.
Ain't no reason to cry over this. We ain't paying Jimmy $27 million. We paying him $7 million. You know what I mean? Unless things go wrong with Trey, then he get more. But $7 million for a backup. Look how many all these bum backup quarterbacks around the league.
Jay, you know something else too. Watch. I bet you Trey, some of the little things that his nerves are going nuts on, I'll bet you he stops because Trey's made some mistakes that I think were fully nerves. I think we'll see a better quarterback in Trey Lance as well in the days ahead. He wants to hold on to that spot. If he's made out of the right stuff, and I think he is, he's going to do everything he can to make sure that he's not joked at because you know how fans are. He'll be sitting in the stands. Trey, you just sit down and get a ball to a real quick. You know how people do, right? He'll be able to handle that.
Man, Trey ain't had no college trying to offer him be a quarterback but one. So Trey been through enough. He good to go. You know what I mean? He ready for this. Look, he competed last year. I bet Trey believed he was better than Jimmy last year. So why wouldn't he believe it again this year?
Yeah, you can't be a quarterback
and vice versa.
Yeah.
And Jimmy feel he better too. Jimmy probably like, yeah, all right, wait till week 9. Y'all gonna want me. He probably thinking that way. You know what I mean? His best opportunity to win.
You gotta have an ego if you could be a quarterback, because otherwise you could get abused. You gotta believe in yourself.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And they talking about fast Kyle Shanahan and John over this. This is smart. This is probably the best thing they could have did with Jimmy, other than trade him for a second or a third. This is probably the best outcome. 7 minutes. Come on, man. What y'all crying about?
They'll stop
had
soon.
Jimmy as our backup. Y'all rather have Nate Seffield come in the game than Jimmy?
Or Brock. But I do like Brock better than Nate. In fact, Jay, we gotta go.
No, not on the Super Bowl team.
I agree. But
yeah, one more thing, Rambo.
Real quick, Jay, please.
Jaquaski Talk just got released. I was just talking about him. He just got released.
I'm bringing it back.
Bring that
we got
boy
money
back.
too. All right.
Go ahead and put T Moore on the practice squad and bring that man back.
All right, man. I will see you tomorrow. We're going to get that cut down.
All right, that's what's up.
Good, Jay.
You already
Appreciate
know.
you,
Have a blessed night.
You too.
Super Bowl 6, Jimmy G. Welcome back. Here we go.
There he goes. Jay rolling down the road.
Already. Have a blessed night.
Yo, hey, B-Ham.
Ronbo, I see you just got a fellow truck driver off the line.
Yeah, I thought you knew about Jay.
Yeah, man, we out here rolling too. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look here, Ronbo.
Yes.
Didn't I tell you last night? You heard it here first.
I remember you saying that
tell
too.
You that?
Yes.
I told you last night that Kyle said it was not a new playbook. So if it's not a new playbook, they've been throwing all this with Jimmy G don't even have a playbook.
Yeah.
What does it matter? He already know the playbook. You know what I'm saying? But really, let's get down to business, Ronbo.
Okay.
We made the best decision ever. Reason number one, like a couple of other callers said, every time Jimmy G went down, what did Kyle Shanahan backups do?
They went
like
down
bums,
to,
right? They went down to. They came in, they lit it up one game, and the rest of the games they was out there looking like bums.
Mm-hmm.
So, Brock Purdy is a rookie, and Nate Sutfield is a bum. You feel me? So at the end of the day, I feel more comfortable that if Trey Lance was to get injured, if he's not NFL ready or anything, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I would feel more comfortable with Jimmy G coming in the game, even though he can't, get out of the way of the blitz or any of that. I feel more comfortable with him coming in the game and us having our season does not be a total wash. If anything happens to Trey week 1 to maybe whatever, we might have a wash of a season. So this right here, this cheap insurance insures us, you feel me, that we're gonna have should have a decent season. Now, people who is
BM, we lost you. Uh-oh. Oh, BM, BM, like, he teases us with what he's getting ready to say, and all of a sudden we don't get it. Oh! BM? All right, BM, we're going to come back and see if you can get reconnected. And now, it's time. Well, it's a big show. It's a big show. So people have been anticipating your return. Get in here.
I'm shocked.
I am too.
I'm really, really shocked.
And you and I have been discussing this matter, and I was blown completely off the chair. I had to pick myself up off the floor. I said, "No, you kidding me?"
We have been discussing this matter for months.
Yeah.
You and I.
But
I'm not shocked.
He's gonna speak.
I'm not shocked. I don't know why anybody else is. Jed York at the beginning of the draft, or in the middle of the draft, or I'm sorry, right after the draft, had said he would be okay with sitting Trey Lance for 2 years.
Oh, he said that last year.
You know, people should have taken that into consideration when this move was made today. Their minds were not made up draft day. They were trying to trade for Aaron Rodgers, and then if anybody thinks that Trey Lance was a lock at 3, they're mistaken. They were trying to trade for Rodgers before the draft. Their mind wasn't set on a quarterback at 3. And there's only one person that we know that sees Trey Lance every day, and that's Kyle Shanahan. And if you watched his preseason games, and be honest with yourselves, was he really that impressive? Did he wow you? Did he blow you away? Did he say, wow, this is why we traded up to number 3 to pick him? No. And Matt Mayoko said something interesting today on his emergency podcast that he had with Jennifer Feed Chan, that Trey Lance only completed 50% of his passes in practice. And that's a little alarming. And that showed during the Texans game against backups. Backups, people. You look like that coming of 2 years of trying to improve your game. You had 2 years off of football. You had all of this time in the world to improve your mechanics, to improve your throwing motions, to watch and study films, to do everything possible. And you look like that against number 2 backups. And the season finale preseason game, well, people may say, oh, it's only preseason. You should brush it off and not worry about it. Preseason is a reason. There's a reason for preseason. It's to show us why you want to be on this team, why you should be on this team. You know?
Mm.
It doesn't matter where you're picked.
And it's just a basic display, basic skills display. You don't need to show and go wild, but you just got to do fundamentals. So yeah, they can make judgments from that.
When you show you don't have, when you show you don't have the fundamentals down just yet, this is the reason why we made this move. Because your coach isn't that confident in you. Let's be real. He's not that 100% confident in you.
But I still want to. There's some underlying. We're not going to find out. You know how Kyle does. We'll find out 2 months from now.
That's the underlying. That's the underlying thing right there. He's not 100% confident in him.
Mind up on that. But
that's why we made this. Why else would we have made this move, Ronbo?
Well,
all it takes is one game, and the cameras are going to start panning to Jimmy Garoppolo on the sideline. The NFL stands for not.
Are we ready for that show? See, that's going to be a side.
We obviously are.
Oh, I just hope we're winning.
This isn't a win-win. As much as I like this signing, this isn't a win-win like Phil said. It's a quarterback controversy that we just created. Because, like I said, it only takes one game. It only takes one game in today's league to screw up, and then the cameras start panning up over to the backup quarterback, and the media's going to go wild. When are you going to put Jimmy in? When are you going to put Jimmy in? He's going to pressure.
Every week.
He's going to be pressured to putting him in sooner than later.
Well, Show.
There's going to be no time for Trey. This is a win now league.
Well, yeah.
You would understand.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a year. It doesn't take 2 years for somebody to develop. People think that these contracts and where people are picked mean that they have years of comfort of not worrying about losing their jobs. Well, they're sorely mistaken.
It'll never be like that in NFL. Well, Show.
Not anymore.
Good Show. You were anticipated. Good stuff. We're gonna see tomorrow when the cuts go. So see how how happy we are tomorrow too. I mean, this is 49ers. If you want to be a member of the 49ers fan base, you can't be weak.
You have huge shoes to fill for the quarterback position of the San Francisco 49ers.
That's true. All right,
and it takes one game, not 2 years. People need to realize that with this franchise.
Absolutely. So let me see you tomorrow, okay? All right, fam. Have a good night. And Harold Mario says, Matt Mayoko posted a question. How long does Trey Lance have to show good performance? Question mark. I say 4 games. What do you say, Ronbo? Super Bowl? I think Trey's going to be given a very long leash. Jimmy's there as an insurance policy, not a guy that if Trey messes up, boom, he's going to bring out that hook and just drag him off the field. You don't want to do that to him either. More needs to be said about what the thinking is. I don't fully pretend to I'm not going to pretend to comprehend what they're exactly doing. I just see it for what it is right now. Jimmy's been re-signed, contract's been lowered, and he's now going to come in as a backup role because Trey is going to start day 1 for sure. So, and with that said, let's go to the Blue Waters of Hawaii, where Tony is just coming from a luau, and he's ready to talk about what just took place.
Aloha, Ronbo! How you doing, man?
I'm terrific. I'm shocked and terrific. But Tony, shed some light on this for us.
Well, I'm pretty excited about it overall. I think it's given everything with the market for Jimmy G, the trade market, this is the best deal they possibly could have gotten. They got all the cap space back, and he's going to play backup quarterback. Other people have noted, it is not uncommon that the backup quarterback sees action. And I'd also, something else I think would be really fun is if we actually put him in there to hold on the kicks. That would be really cool. I'm not sure if that can happen. But like the old school.
And he waves as he's coming off the field, Tony.
Exactly. Get him his screen time. He'll hold, and then he'll also give the option of that fake. A legitimate option. But just a little misdirect. Also, that would give Mitch Wishnowsky one less thing to focus on. He could just focus in on the punting, and then the team could do that much better. No, Ronbo, this is actually this is a great move for the team. The team is deeper now. It is insurance. It is all those sorts of things. It's also looking at the teams that were out there for Jimmy G. This is the best thing for his career. Like at this point now, down the line, if another quarterback gets hurt on a playoff team and that needs to win now, I think Jimmy G could be someone we can trade to them. Yeah. But in the meantime, I think it's just a great asset to have, and it does make it more likely that the team because here's the thing, we just need Trey Lance to be a little bit better than Jimmy G overall, right? And if he gets injured, God forbid, we have a backup. And so that's really the way I look at this. The team is walking away much stronger than it was the other day. And, we don't need Sudfeld or Brock Purdy as it stands now. So,
real quick, though, which of the two, which one are you keeping? Because Kyle's probably still going to want to keep 3 guys.
If Kyle keeps 3 guys, I would try to shop Sudfeld in a trade. I'm not sure if there's I don't know, if he goes back up in Jacksonville. If we can get like a 6th or 7th round, like a 7th round conditional pick for him, just here. But I would keep Purdy just because I always go younger. Although even though Sudfeld's not old, I think he looked pretty solid in the preseason, and he'd be good. Also because he's more athletic than Jimmy Garoppolo, he'd be better for scout team. And also helping out if he ever had to see action, the offense would be a lot closer to Trey Lance's, at least mobility behind this offensive line. That's the biggest problem, Ronbo. It's still the offensive line.
All right. What do you want to add anything to that now?
We all just gotta be rooting for the 49ers. At the end of the day, that's what this is all about. We're all 49er fans, and hopefully we actually keep them all the way through. Because I remember the year, I think that the first Patriots Super Bowl year back, in the early aughts when, Tom Brady was inserted, and then, Drew Bledsoe actually had to play a playoff game and won a playoff game, and eventually the Patriots went on to win the Super Bowl. So it does matter to have a quality backup quarterback, and hopefully we won't need him to play. But if ever we do, he's going to be there because he took us to the NFC title game last season. Sure. And this defense is better, but the offensive line is worse, and that's what we're going to see.
That's a worrisome thought. And Tony, as much as people are projecting their own thinking on this whole matter, I think when Trey runs to the sideline, he's going to look to Jimmy for advice. He's going to lean on Jimmy for situations that he's never been through. So this is not the kind of thing where Jimmy's going to say, "Listen, you don't want to talk to me. There's your coach right there." That's not Jimmy Garoppolo. So,
Yeah.
that's why I'm not worried about that relationship.
Yeah, they Trey said that they had a good relationship, and I think he's probably telling mostly the truth about that. And I know people are going to start talking about that Mike Silver article. Where I guess he was ghosting people his first season after he signed the big deal, but everybody goes to the
really
record and
talking
says
about
people are, but people will people I think that was a long time ago. People change a little bit after they become extremely wealthy, and that was a few years ago. And in the meantime, he did lead the team to one Super Bowl and one near Super Bowl. So the wins and losses don't mean he's a great quarterback or not, even though he does have a winning record, right? But at the end of the day, it does matter that he's played that many games, and I do think having him there is a good thing for Trey because
it's a benefit. It is. And Tony, also, I don't always text people back. So I don't know why people are getting so overly upset about that. we got to go, though, Tony.
Gotcha, Ronbo.
I always appreciate you getting in there. Really do. I'll be back tomorrow and get your insights
talk cuts.
for the cut. Yeah. All right.
All right. Tony. Take care, Ronbo. Aloha.
You too. Aloha. And Niner by nature. I knew this would crush him. He says this is bull. I came out of the closet for nothing. You came out of the closet? Okay, let's leave that alone. I'm not sure where he's come. I mean, how does that relate? Anyway, let's go. Is that Norm? Storm and Norm. Come on, Norm. And?
Oh, wait, what time is it, Ronbo?
I was getting ready to ask you the same thing.
Oh, Jay.
49ers
it's Monday.
Ultimate Report. I just went nuts.
Oh, yeah, it's 49ers Ultimate Report. I hope he's somebody's MCM because I am, straight up. So all the MCMs out there, you too, Ronbo, all the shit, all the MCMs and all the Niners ladies that got one, you know what I'm saying, appreciate them today, you feel me? You feel me? Because they got to know ain't nothing finer than the Niners, you feel me?
Ain't that
anyway, yeah. And shout out to all the faithfuls, man. That's how we do it. Oh, speaking of faithfuls, so all the faithful Garoppologists.
Norm's great for these terms.
How do y'all
Names,
feel?
like labels.
So Sir Lancelot were like coming up to me like because my wife was wearing the number 5 when I went to the game with her. They're like, hey, how you feel about Trey Lance? And woo, or they was getting them. And I feel good about the quarterback room that we had. But any quarterback that I want to see go, I know 3 that I don't want to see go, and I've seen them live and direct. Well, 2 out of the 3 I haven't seen live direct, and that's Trey Lance and Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was actually like, he was kind of dope. He was kind of dope. But it's crazy why people are surprised, which a lot of callers have said it. Why y'all surprised that Jimmy G's still on the roster? Why y'all surprised?
People hate that dude. Like
26 something, you know how much money he would have if he was starting?
Yeah. I mean, Lord,
That's a lot of money.
I don't know why it's surprising. People hate Jimmy Garoppolo with a real passion. That's why him leaving was just this bringing it back. It's going to be a traumatic thing.
So
some of these guys got to be on suicide watch.
Like if you gave if some of these guys gave their wives $26 million to go win them something, wouldn't they at least be happy that she tried her best to do it?
She better do it. No, they'd be mad as hell.
No, they'd be like, "Oh, you didn't do it." But I tried my best to do it. It's like y'all like BBLs and not natural booties. Like, come on, man. Like, stop playing with me. Like, I'm sorry for the ladies that I offended with.
But the thing is, Norm, to get to the Super Bowl is hard. If you don't win it, for God's sake.
It's hard to get to the NFC Championship, and that was a hard prediction that I had last year.
To begin
for
with.
the Niners to have Jimmy G. For Jimmy G, the guys that they had so much, take them as far, even with the lackluster quarterback play that he has, and I'm keeping 100. It wasn't the best quarterback play that you want to see from your quarterback in the postseason in Niners history. But they still made it to the NFC Championship and lost by 3 points, Ronbo. 3 points.
And the Rams better be glad he was hurt because he beats the Rams all day long.
So now you got the same guy that's inspiring the guy that everybody is so hyped up to, because that's what's happening behind the scenes. I don't know if y'all want to believe it or not, or I don't know if y'all want to believe it or not, but that's what's really happening behind the scenes. And that's what that's what I've seen in football history. Like when there's just so many stories where you have the backup guy still looking up to the main guy, no matter what. The numbers don't lie. Jimmy G still got a 70-something% winning percentage in the season. So that's why they're still paying this man so much money. So to at least have him in the quarterback room is enough.
It's not a bad thing. Throws over 60%.
And then I was on Twitter. This is the last thing I'm going to say, right, Ronbo? I was on Twitter today and somebody was talking about it. Somebody said, imagine if the Niners win the Super Bowl this year, Jimmy G was the starting quarterback. I had to reply to that shit. I said, remember when Carson Wentz got hurt on the Eagles' best year they ever had, and then Nick Foles did that Philly special thing?
Mm-hmm.
Might be similar to that this year. We just don't know who's going to be Carson Wentz and who's going to be Nick Foles. But we'll find out.
Norm.
But on that day, all I'm going to say is Niners all day.
Good timing, Norm. Get on back here tomorrow. I'll be looking for you for the cuts. All right?
And I love y'all, man. Stop crying. Y'all stop whining and just put some cheese on it, man. We Niners fans. That's how we do it. Shout out to the Faithful, though.
It wouldn't have been a right show without Norm. All right, Norm, see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Ronbo. Thank you.
Thank you, fam. And I say, Dark Brother says, Ronbo, are you going to put back up Jimmy G's picture on your background? Listen, I'm serious. There are going to be any current players put on that wall spot. That is being occupied by a Hall of Famer that is already retired. And George Cribb says, yo, Ronbo, when the Jimmy G... Stop. You can't pressure me into putting that poster back up, guys. I won't do it. George, thanks for the contribution. Jimmy G stays where he is. All right. Hey, Tony. Tony.
Ronbo.
Tony,
controversy continues.
Oh, I know. Tony, how do you feel like being the truckers fun bunch? I got to give you guys categories because all of you guys are so colorful, so much fun. Tony, what are you thinking about this madness as you just mentioned?
I think that millions of people just let out a breath of sigh of relief to say, all right, we haven't got Sudfeld coming in and we haven't got Purdy coming in if Trey goes down.
Yeah.
That's one. I mean, you'd have to be bullshitting to yourself if you didn't let it out and say, oh, thank Christ, we've got a starting quarterback as a backup.
Right. That's not a bad thing. Right? You're holding your breath every time the ball gets snapped, worried about Sudfeld and Purdy coming in.
Yeah, we got Super Bowl level quarterback as a backup.
Yep.
Now, I think it was in the best. Actually, by the way, the guy that broke the story,
Adam Schefter,
or whatever his name.
That's him.
He said that this has been going back and forth for weeks between Jimmy's camp and the 49ers.
Yeah, I can see that. Phil thought it was 2 days, but I can't imagine coming up to a deal like that in 2 days. They never get anything else done that fast.
And, in the words of Richard Sherman, keep it consistent, boys and girls. Right? Give the same hatred that you do for Jimmy for Trey Lance. Right? Don't just butter it up whichever way you want. Keep it consistent, yeah? Remember that when Richard Sherman came out and said, oh, you think we're bums? And that, that's the way you got to be.
See, that's what I'm thinking. I want Trey to win. I have no desire whatsoever to see him fail as much as people wanted to see Jimmy fail last year. These are 49er fans I'm talking about, Tony. They wanted to see him killed. Somebody said it was death on him. Ah.
You want the truth, Ronbo? It should have been the other way around. All right? If you want the absolute truth from me, it should have been the other way around. Jimmy should have been starting this year. Trey should have been on the bench, sitting out another year. Right? I personally think they rushed the kid out too quick, too soon, right? And even his old coach said, he wouldn't be surprised if he sat another year. I mean, he's 22.
Just made 22.
Why rush him out there when he's not fully up to speed? Does the kid look like he's up to speed? He might know the playbook, but when you're in high school and you're quarterbacking, and he's 6'4", whatever, so roughly his size is equal to most of the people out there.
Yeah.
But when you step in the NFL, like they say, cometh the hour, cometh the man. You either got to step up to the plate or put your hand up and say, Coach, I thought I was ready, but you know what? Most of you guys were right. I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Or you're going to go out there and ruin your career.
Yeah.
What happens if, if we get to the Super Bowl and he's injured, like Norm said, and then Jimmy comes in, boom, wins the Super Bowl, walks out with a ring.
And says, I'm not staying here either, guys. You know what? I'm not.
And you know what I can't wait to see, Ronbo? I cannot wait to see when there's a home game, all right, because Shanahan has put his foot into this, and now he's going to have to cop it sweet, right? If Trey's playing bad, you got 100,000 or 80,000 people yelling, Jimmy, Jimmy, Jimmy on the sideline.
That worries me. It's already been said, though, Tony. If Trey can't handle that, this is not the job for him. But I just don't. Not at 22. I worry about him. And the cameras, the media's going to be flashing the camera over on Jimmy on the sideline. It's going to be bad. We're going to go 17-0 this year, Tony. That's no problem.
I hope so. I hope so. But I hope Trey can come out and handle it. Like I said before, I wish the kid all the best. But I believe that these guys rushed him out too quick.
And we're going to find that out, too. Tony, we're going to go. It seems everybody wants a piece of this action tonight. So, listen, Tony, let me. Tomorrow's cuts should be even more interesting. And I'll be looking for you.
Isn't it convenient how it just happened just the day before the cuts?
Isn't it, though? I wasn't going to say anything, but you did. Good.
Shout out to everybody.
All right, Tony.
And catch you in the next chapter.
Looking forward. Great day, Tony.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. See, this is connecting all these dots. If you really sat around and did that, you'd probably come up with exactly what the 49ers are doing if you got that kind of sharpness, And Bryant has that kind of sharpness. Bryant, get your culp self in here.
Hey, Ronbo.
Oh, it's Tony. Hi, Tony.
Hey, well, Bryant, he got a little busy, so
that's okay. You can represent. All right. We love it. Well, Tony, give us
it's interesting to hear that. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say it's very interesting to hear today's news.
Oh, God, yes. I wanted to get your feeling on that. What is this doing to your mind? And that's what it is. It's affecting people thinking.
Well, okay, for me personally, I find it to be very interesting. And I'm honestly one of those fans that has been very invested in it, like maybe heart and soul, to the point where I felt like a Nicholas Sparks novel where my heart was broken for like 3 darn days after a few of his mistakes. But I do believe that this isn't anything really to read into as far as him being signed. I do think that this is strictly business. I do believe this is the 49ers organization's very last resort attempt at getting any kind of potential deal other than having to set him free for a free agency. I think this is their last resort as to they had to sign him. They had no other choice. They clearly didn't want to give him the starting position. Obviously, he didn't deserve that this year, unfortunately. And they didn't want to pay him. And they didn't quite want to let him go to everybody else who was fishing for something that they didn't want to necessarily pay as to his cap at $20-something million. So now it is very convenient for him to get this restructured deal at a very low cost, very, very intriguing to a retail market. as far as if anybody were in the market of seeking, there's a very negotiable price. And it's not a fair loss as far as they didn't just let him go free and potentially go to the Seahawks or a team that they potentially wouldn't want to see him go to.
Tag me in, Tony. Tag me in.
Here's that.
Tag me in.
Hey,
It's the
Ronbo,
Colt tag team.
I had to get in because she was starting to break down a poem or some Nicholas Sparks novel that she had.
She was very emotional. She was impacted in the same fashion.
I have to break it down like that. She has a lot of passion, and yes, we have 3 Jimmy Garoppolo jerseys, and when he screws up, every one of us get upset, and we're about ready to say, hey, we want to move on.
Yes.
But financially, this is the best decision for the 49ers. If we can win a 3rd Super Bowl ring with Jimmy Garoppolo, because he'll have 2 as a backup now, and if we can win one this year, it'll be his 3rd Super Bowl, and maybe that's the deal we need. We just need him to be in the right position.
Yeah.
But if something does happen to Trey, Jimmy already knows the playbook. He can come in. He is a very feasible quarterback. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, it's Trey's team. Yeah, it is Trey's team. They are moving on with Trey. But for you just to give up on Jimmy or give him to somebody for nothing, then no, that's not smart. And obviously, the Yorks love Jimmy. The Yorks love him. And obviously, Kyle and John know that he's good enough not to just give up, or throw away. So at the end of the day, I got a bunch of callers. Tony, she jumped in for me because I was busy. She loves calling in as well, and she's my tag team buddy. Trust the process. Just trust the process, because at the end of the day, we don't pay these guys. We just wear their names on the back of our backs, and we try to support them like that. But it's the 49ers. And if they trade them, they trade them. But at the end of the day, we want to win, and this is all about winning the 6th Super Bowl. So again, if Jimmy's holding a clipboard and we win a Super Bowl, I don't care if he has 3. I really don't. I just want the Niners to win another Super Bowl.
That's right.
So once again, hey, thanks for having me and Tony on, and I'm gonna let her do a shout out real quick.
All right.
Niners.
You guys are so cool. Listen, we'll be back tomorrow. Hope you guys, hope all you're available for that to give us a little feedback on your feelings about that cut list as well. So.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely be paying attention. You have a good night. And everybody
you too,
stay faithful.
Night, Tony.
All right.
Night, guys. Yes. And I think we had another note up here. Tobin Ernst, thanks. Tobin says, Trey done then? Never started, huh? Listen, nothing's changed. It's still Trey's job to lose. And if he holds on to it, that's the way it'll stay. And Jimmy G, unless a real attractive order comes in from another team to trade, Jimmy G will be with us the entire year. And that might be a good thing. A security blanket like Jimmy G, being the kind of person he is a good thing. He's not going to be going against the grain. He's not going to be abrasive. He's not going to be out there giving Trey a hard time. I do absolutely not see that. And Dre, I want to know what you think. Dre, get in here.
Ronbo, the moment I see you went live, I said, wait, did I get it in on first? No.
I wasn't supposed to even cut. I was waiting until the cut day. And then I said,
that's what I was waiting to call back for. I had my own.
Yes. I said, man, what is this? Wait, I got to go check with the fam. What the hell happened here? So.
Yeah. Well, like everybody's saying around the city, we said that it might be, we just hope that it's just Kyle being Kyle with his brilliance and not Kyle being arrogant. The 3rd quarterback, everybody's saying is telling, because if it's Nate Sudfeld and they let Brock Purdy go, everybody in the city thinks that Brock Purdy is definitely signed.
I know, that's going to bother a lot of people.
And that bothers the hell out of me, Ronbo.
And you and me too.
Seen Brock Purdy, and you seen what dude over there did to Kyle last year, and all of our feelings and hearts.
Because we can't keep 4 quarterbacks.
But like I said,
even on the
you
practice
can't.
squad.
So, and they paying both of them. So it looked like Brock Purdy the odd man out.
Oh, damn.
That's the part of it that's worrisome. And then
watch him go to Seattle and take Gino's job.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The only thing it's going to take for him to get hurt. And you know how the NFL is. They quick to make up something about your toe hurting.
Yep.
and he had turf toe. You know, so and then next thing you know, week 2 or is it week 3 we played him, and we sitting there thinking that we finna beat the hell out of them, and they come out Brock Purdy. You know, wait, damn it, hold on, wait.
I lose my stuff.
Our defense is good. Our defense is good, but damn it, he been playing against them too. Wait, hold on, who said? Oh, this is not right. This is not right.
And you can hear us now.
Right.
Block Purdy after running around looking like Russell Wilson. Oh no. He did not.
That's what I'm saying.
Tyler Lockett has got a new quarterback. You know. God.
Exactly. For the next 10 years.
Yeah, because how old is Brock?
And we praying that Trey, while we're praying that Trey Lance is everything we hope he will be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and like I'm telling everybody, just like it is in San Francisco, don't fool yourself, bro. Y'all sitting out here, and if Trey Lance goes down, blah, 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 blah.
You know,
if Trey Lance goes down, remember, he's a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
Behind this trash, you know what line. He's a mobile quarterback. So what you think they're going to do to Jimmy?
Well, you know,
let's be real.
There you go. Because
he got
you know
hurt
what?
behind this thing.
But remember, Jimmy got hurt running the ball. You know what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Jimmy. He came into the 49ers, and they had an offensive line that looks like this one. So hopefully he remembers what he did back then. That knee should be healed up clearly by now.
But what I'm saying is it's a good deal. I like the move. I just pray that they're not arrogant. Kyle's not that arrogant to keep Nate Sutfield over Brock Purdy. You can't be.
They're going to do it.
You can't kiss. I know they are.
Drake, tomorrow I'm going to tell you. Okay, you and I. Let's not get ourselves all worked up. Don't you set yourself up for pain?
Let's just pray. Everybody just pray and let's all support our team, bro.
We can do that.
Y'all sound crazy as hell. Freak Jimmy, freak Trey. They both are quarterbacks. Like one is our starter, one is our backup. And if we make it, we make it. And if we take it, we take it. That's just what it is. The way the coin toss. It takes, like Ronbo said, every man on that field to contribute in order to win a game. And if one man slip up and the next man don't catch him, I mean, hell, it's a lost game. If you know something, let me guess what it is, Ronbo.
I mean, because quarterbacks don't win Super Bowls and championship games by themselves. There's just no way. They got to have everybody's got to be on the. Everybody's got to do the job. So.
And I know ain't nobody talking about no Super Bowl with this line. Well, we're gonna be all right. Wait, what?
I'm trying to think of an offensive line that got a quarterback. There is none.
None. Only person that ever took it to the Super Bowl without an offensive line was Russell Wilson.
Mahomes lost all his offensive line by the time he got Super Bowl, and he got beat.
Did you see him?
Beat. You gotta beat him.
He looked like Joe Jackson out there with the you know, I ain't gonna say.
Jay, let me see them all.
Joe Jackson out there whooping everybody.
It was just
all
nasty.
Right, y'all stay safe and let's support our team. It's Trey, and then it's Jimmy, and he only here for a year. Stop getting that excited. All right, y'all stay safe.
All right, Phil. Appreciate you, Jay. See you tomorrow. And Okie Niners says Jimmy G makes fast decisions where to throw. Yeah, there is something to be said about a quarterback can get rid of the ball quick. Your best quarterbacks in the league, that's what they do. Don't make the offensive line work any longer than you have to. Hey, Fly Guy.
Ronbo.
Fly Guy. Now, Fly Guy, knowing you as I do, I wish I could have been next to you when you read that article. What was the first thing that came through your mind, and what did you say? Did you do like everybody say, what? How'd you do?
Nah. You forgot I was telling you that it was going to happen just like that? And you was like, oh, if it happens, I'm gonna remember. That's what I said they was gonna do. They put the ball in Jimmy G court and be like, hey, go ahead and find a trade, and because they know he's not gonna find a trade with that salary cap.
Oh, you did say.
I mean, with the
I do remember that.
The salary he making. Yeah, I did say that, and then now Jimmy G not gonna have a chance but to take a pay cut to back up Lance, and they're gonna keep Jimmy G as an insurance. So what I said is gonna happen. and y'all was like, "Oh, Fly Guy's crazy."
But Fly Guy, that is crazy because all they let you know. See, this is the thing. We can never believe in the media and everything they're saying because they don't know what they're talking about. They absolutely have no idea. When it comes to the 49ers have become the media enigma. Whatever they're thinking is usually in the wrong direction. Because the 49ers have been talking about this, and some people think it was a couple of days ago, and some people think it's probably been a long time. I don't know what a long time would be, but here all of a sudden Jimmy's signing this deal a day before we do the cuts. How ironic, right? What? Niners.
I've seen it already. It's like I've been saying it for so long, and every show I'm saying the same thing. Like they're gonna keep Jimmy G. They gonna for insurance. They're gonna keep Jimmy G. Because they don't know what they have with Lynch. And Jimmy G ain't gonna have no chance but to take a pay cut because no team is gonna trade for that the amount he's making. I've been saying that for so long, and you were like, yeah, and that's what happened. But the number Nate, they should cut Nate and keep Brock as 3.
They ain't gonna do it. This time I know they ain't gonna do it. Nate stays. Brock's out of here. I feel bad for Brock. He did enough.
How? The last game, I didn't watch the last game. I was like on a road driving. I couldn't watch the game.
He had a touchdown for Willie Snead. Willie, Jesus.
And then I'm like, okay, and I'm like, I'm gonna go watch the highlights on the last game. I didn't watch the game, and then I'm looking for highlights. I didn't see no highlight. I'm like, what the hell happened?
Well, the
only highlight what I was
we didn't score any points, and Willie Snead would have been a highlight had he caught the ball. Yeah. Fam, you know about that, right?
The only player I've seen with highlight was Brock Purdy only.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying now. And Purdy was out there running the offense and moving the ball down the field and set up a touchdown. And what did that Snead do? Drop it. In his hands, fam. Boom.
Imagine Brock Purdy go to the Seahawks.
Don't be surprised.
Imagine that.
I can't. No. You got too many now. I forgot about Drew Lock. I forgot they got Drew Lock over there, though. They don't want any more.
You never know.
Yeah, it's true.
Can be a problem.
I don't know where he's going to go, but he needs to be in the NFL. He ain't bad. He should have been. He's just short. That's the problem. But he's just
to me. How about Murray? Kyler Murray, he's short.
Yeah, so is Russell Wilson too. So Kyler Murray's ridiculously short. That's tiny.
Brock is like a little remote control. You running a little. Like that's how a quarterback supposed to be. You feel me? Like Brock, like know where to go with the ball, know how to move, know how to. He's like a Russell Wilson too. See how you move in the pocket. Making the everybody go crazy trying to catch something.
But real quick though, fam, because we got to go in a minute here. But listen, a lot of pressure came from Brett Favre, and you got Joe Montana. There's been others around the league of the who's who of football saying that this was not a good idea to get rid of Jimmy. Did they fall to that pressure? Do you think?
Because I've seen that already. I was saying it before. It was not a good idea because Jimmy G is a winner. You don't know if Lynch gonna win. I'm like, Lynch might have more talent than Jimmy G. I said that before. I'm saying Lynch gonna have more talent than Jimmy G, but can Lynch win like Jimmy G? It's all about the mind game. You feel me? Like where you throw the ball, how you bounce back. Can Lynch win like Jimmy G can win? So I'm like, why would you want to trade Jimmy G?
And it's so true. You got to be as brilliant as you are talented to win in the NFL, especially the big one.
You gotta know what to do, not just talented. You gotta know what to do.
We got to go. Yeah. But I'm going to see tomorrow. Save some of that stuff for me tomorrow after we get through with the cuts. All right, be looking for you. All right, fam.
Yeah.
Have a good night. And Okie Knight says, 0-2 put Jimmy in. Okie Knight's not going to have any patience whatsoever with Trey. I've been thinking I understand. I think Trey is probably going to be out there for a little longer than that, though. Tobin Ernst says JG reappears in your background like Back to the Future. I promise you guys, I'm not putting it back up there. Thanks, guys, for his contributions. I said, Edmund.
Can you hear me, Rumble?
I can hear you, Edmund. Come on in.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, but that's what we want to know because, it's just a minute there I thought something was wrong with my phone. I'm looking at that notification and Adam Schefter talking about 49ers has just re-signed Jimmy G, restructuring his deal for this, and that, and you can't trade him, and he'll have to be involved in every negotiation you do. That at the end of the season, if he wants to walk, he'll say goodbye, and you won't have a damn thing to say about it. I said, yeah? Word. What? Anyhow, what are you thinking about this thing, Edmund?
Well, last time we talked, and I know it's been a while.
It has been, Edmund.
We were talking about this. We were talking about this. We were talking about, the media, and you brought out the point that the media
they have no
they're
idea.
wrong about 98% of the time when it comes to 49.
Minimum.
Right? So what do we hear? All throughout the offseason, he's going to get cut. He's going to get traded to the Browns. He's going to get traded to the Panthers. He's going to get traded to all these teams, Steelers, all these teams, right, that need a quarterback, right? None of that happened. He had shoulder surgery.
Indy was a perfect fit.
Even throughout that, even throughout that, it was like he was still on the roster, and that was the thing to me. One of the things that, if you notice, since Shanahan and Lynch have been here, you can kind of interpret what they're saying, even if they don't say something. With the Jimmy G situation, I think if you were being honest as a fan and you weren't speculating, you knew the 49ers either did not come to an 100% agreement on Garoppolo, or there was a better chance they were going to keep him than not. Because you don't get rid of good players. And no matter what anybody – I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. No matter what the 2% of the 49ers fan base that's on Twitter thinks, all right, Jimmy helps you win games. Go to a 49ers game. Generally speaking, people love Jimmy. They love him. But you get on Twitter, and it's all about hot takes, emotions, non-logic, right? That's why I don't get on Twitter no more, right? And because that's what it's all about, emotion with everybody, right? We're going to ignore that Trey Lance completed 50%. We're going to ignore that Trey Lance completed 50% of his passes in practice. Now, Ronbo, look, I love the 49ers. I do. But for us to think that our defense is that good, it's not. All right, remember now, our 2 starting corners were out when he had a practice where he went 6 of 16 with 3 picks.
Recently.
At the end of the day, the Niners know, okay? They've it's an indictment on Trey just for this reason. Jimmy didn't play this offseason, and they still said, we're going to sign him. We saw Trey Lance every day in training camp, and we're still going to sign the guy who didn't take one snap since the NFC Championship game.
It says a lot. Edmund, I try not to start fights, but listen, last year when Jimmy had a bad hand, a wrecked shoulder, and Kyle still trotted him out there, I said, oh, no, wait a minute. Trey's not ready yet? Then we find out Trey had a finger thing going on. So I said, okay, well, that kind of explains that. But did it?
No.
They got to keep him. They'll never admit how good or bad Trey is because you spent a lot of capital, and they've got to make it work. Capital. They got to work on him day and night. They got to make him into a star. It's embarrassing otherwise. So we'll see.
And I want him to succeid. I mean, that's best case scenario.
We're going to win. Yeah.
I advocated for them to draft the guy. So I want him to succeed. I said it even when the offseason was over. I was like, I don't know, man, because I've seen it just a little bit of film from practice. You look at a couple preseason games, and man, just remember now though, Ronbo. Remember last year when Trey was lighting it up in practice, right? Going touchdown after touchdown. And what did we hear from everybody who wanted Trey to start? Put him against the ones. He's ready. Put him against. He could beat out Jimmy G.
Yep.
It's also an indictment that, I mean, honestly, Rumble, you could kind of smell a little bit of a setup. I mean,
yeah.
If Jimmy has the surgery right after, okay, and he's ready for camp, the 49ers would have had to make the decision sooner whether or not to cut Jimmy or trade him.
Oh.
They couldn't just let him go into the camp healthy, because then you either have to play him or cut him. You either have to have a competition or cut him. And if he goes into a competition, 50%, I don't care what athletic ability he's got. Lamar Jackson completed 60% of his passes last year. That was 27.
I mean, this is stuff we have to have a whole show on this. This is a matter, but we ain't got time to do it now because we're out of time. But listen, that's provocative stuff. I'll be back tomorrow and probably the rest of the week. It looks like now, so I'm gonna be looking for you. Missed you. Always love your stuff.
All right.
All right, fam.
All right.
I'll see
Thanks,
you
Ronbo.
tomorrow. Thank you. Night, Edmund. God, this is the fun thing about us as 49er fans. We get to do in-depth thinking. We're not like the Rams, who have got not much on their plate to be concerned about, or any history that would be something you have to mull over before you say anything. And we've got coaches that constantly bring something that shocks people. That capital was just casino betting move for Lance. Okay, Niners on a roll tonight. He's just got his mind is going 100 miles an hour. Hey, yo, T.
Yes, sir.
T, coming to add to the fun. T, we're taking in, and I knew I'd be the fun. And I said, I can't imagine what everybody's thinking, but I want to know right now. T, what are you thinking about this whole fiasco? And I'm going to call it a fiasco because that's what it's quickly turning into. What do you think?
Man. Well, my day was pretty eventful. I'm going to start off by saying this. I'm just loving this chaos right now.
I know. Isn't that the truth? I mean, utter chaos.
It's sickening, but it's funny. I'm enjoying this. But no, okay, so I'm at work, and I'm not on my phone because I work at a bank, and I get the notification like an hour, probably like 30, no, my friend sent me the notification like 30 minutes after the fact, and I had like got to my phone like an hour, and I'm just like, oh my God, what the hell? And so at that point, everybody's just losing their minds, yada, yada, yada. So I'm calling my friend because me and him had a bet. We're going to be like, yeah, Jimmy's going to stay on the team. He's like, no, he's not going to do it. I'm like, bro, you can't deny me my chaos, bro. This is inevitable. I will not be denied. I'm loving it. But, okay, in serious note, I'm not tripping. I don't know why everybody else is really tripping off this. I feel like it's a kind of a win-win situation. For people who want Trey to start, he gets to start, and people who want Jimmy to still be on the team, he's still on the team. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a bad thing. If you really hate Jimmy as bad as some people really do, then that's just killing them. But if you look at the situation without getting into your feelings, you realize this is not a bad thing, And a lot of NFL people have already said that. Because having Purdy and Nate is not a good thing. That means Trey has to play excellent football and stay healthy. There's odds against that. You don't, and I'm talking about the hurt part is the biggest thing that stands out in my mind. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, it's not like we're bringing out, like, C.J. Beathard at this point.
Yeah, no. Oh. And Nick, although Nick's improved, though, I've seen him recently. But, you to bring Jimmy in, and he knows the playbook, he knows all the guys out there, that's not a bad thing.
Right. Yeah. Like, what is we tripping for?
I said,
kind of like what you said. If you really don't like Jimmy, y'all really are.
Oh, it's just killing him.
Oh. And what I have to say with that is get over it, personally.
And it's still Trey's team. I mean, it's not like Trey's going to give every opportunity. And people said, if he goes 0-2, he's out of here. No, it's not going to happen. Trey's going
Right.
to get ample opportunity to show that this is his job. And Jimmy's leaving next year anyway.
Yeah,
Jimmy's tired of
I
us.
was listening to a Spaces like a couple hours ago. Like a guy was kind of explaining, like Kyle last year said this is Jimmy's team, and we rode with him for the most part. And he said this is Lance's team this year, and we're just gonna have to ride with him.
Mm-hmm. He's got to be developed.
Like,
You can't just
he
give
has
him
to
the
be.
hook. Yeah.
Right. Well, he's got to learn, and by not playing, he doesn't get the opportunity to learn.
But
He's
T,
gonna have to
if
go through-
it does look like, and we can make judgments from that as we're watching too, if it does look like Trey is struggling and that he needs to go back to camp a little longer, Kyle may make a decision on that, and he's not going to wait until the playoffs are just out of the reach. We can't go 1-7, and then of course even Trey fans might think that might be time to cut it out too, but It shouldn't happen. Kyle's going to fix it. That offense should be ran into fashion where Trey can actually prosper, is my thinking. But Jimmy's there just in
Right.
case something goes wrong. It's a good guy for Jimmy
Right.
to Trey to lean on too.
Yeah. And I don't see us being that bad off the bat.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It would
It's
take all of
possible,
that.
but I don't see it. Yeah.
Jimmy Ward
I
does
can
have to
say
get
for
back
everybody.
though. So we'll see. And Javon Kinlaw has got to look good this year in the middle. We can't have people running on us. Oh.
We don't want another Solomon Thomas, Ronbo.
People keep bringing that name up. It scares me when people say it, T. No.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. This man is massive. Even if nothing else, he's just too big to get beat up out there. Woo!
Yeah.
T, good to hear from you.
We're going to be fine.
Yeah, we are.
Yep, you too, man.
I'll be looking for you tomorrow. Cuts taking place. All right?
Of course.
Night, T.
Yep, good night. Take care.
You too, fam. And roof. Oh, wait. Let me do that like when the mailman's coming up near the house and you're sitting there half sleeping, the dog sitting next to you. The hell wrong with all the man? Sit your ass in. Howard. Hold in, man.
Yo, you a damn fool, Ronbo. What's happening?
Hey, I know the 49ers are still messing with us. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, we're sitting here, our minds are already at ease with what's getting ready to happen. Jimmy's not probably going to get cut tomorrow, but they'll wait till September the 9th. And then all of a sudden you look at your phone. What? Really? How did it hit you, Howard?
Listen, man. One thing about me is I don't overreact. I feel like everybody is overreacting. This is simply a business move, man.
Oh.
Come on now. Let's think about it. If you got somebody like Jimmy who has some value, why would you just cut him? Right? You get something back from him. You know the Niners have been trying to get something back for him. You know what I'm saying?
Hard, yep.
So it's better to keep him than to cut him. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't hard to tell. This ain't got nothing to do with Trey Lance. Like you said, this is Trey Lance's team. He has to learn on the fly. He's gonna grow. That's how we got to do.
Now, with that said, though, do you think this is going to actually promote any conditions in the locker room that may be unfavorable? Like, a lot of people are already worried about that. What do you think?
Listen, man, we're dealing with grown men here.
Yes.
If they let their feelings get in the way of business,
yes,
you know what I'm saying, then something's going to have to give. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like, if a George Kittle, for instance, comes out acting like, oh, I wish Jimmy was here or whatever type crap, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure he'll be dealt with.
You know what, though,
fashion,
George?
You know what I'm saying?
George knows better. Remember George was PC the whole offseason. Remember reporters all be jamming him up. So, George, given your druthers, who would you rather? George, listen, you know what? First, before you start, I'm going to support whoever throws the ball to me. I'm just a tight end. George is smart. Well, I can't wait to see how George reacts to this. Actually, I have faith in him.
Yeah. Yes, I don't think George he's going to be like that. I'm just throwing him out there for an example.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of somebody on the team that would.
Yeah. So my thing is though, is just look at it. Like if they really felt Trey wasn't, going to be fit to start or whatever the case may be, they would have had Jimmy come up and practice and all this and that. He hasn't practiced at all.
All by
and
himself.
He has other guys
on the other field.
Yes, yeah. He hasn't had anybody else. None of the new receivers we got, none of the new running backs we got, or the offensive linemen. He has no chemistry with these guys yet. No chemistry with Ray. No chemistry with Danny Gray. No chemistry with the other guy.
Wide receiver?
You know his name.
Debo and B.A.?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Malik Turner.
Oh,
Malik Turner.
That's another good point, though. Now, Jimmy's going to start working out, I guess, next week with the 49ers? What?
Who knows?
I can't wait to see how this works out.
Me personally, I don't think he's going to play or anything like that. I don't think so.
But he's got to get in game shape ready in case something goes wrong.
Yeah, but
right?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But here's how things should go. No matter what happens this year, win, lose, or draw, as long as Trey Lance is healthy, he needs to play, regardless of what's going on. If we're 4-6, 4-7, and we have a window to get to the playoffs, don't change him. Don't change it.
Yeah.
Let him go through the fire and get through the fire. You don't make him go to the fire and then take him out.
Yeah,
because then you're gonna have a Carson Wentz situation.
Yeah.
Carson
Wentz, and it's going to be a judgment call on how. If he's failing, how is he failing? Is it something he needs to go back to the drawing board for, or something like that? But his nerves are gonna. He's 22. This is what I worry about. Does he have the mental maturity to actually deal with this? And people saying, "Well, he's a grown man. This is the NFL. He needs to get ready." I understand that, but I do worry about if his ego is a little fragile. If it is, it can be a fact. We'll see. I don't know. I think we can't think too far ahead on this.
I think he's mentally strong for this. All in all, I think the other guys gotta help him out too. Like if that O-line looks good enough,
please,
you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Let me remind everybody. Let's revisit real quick.
Real quick, because we got 30 seconds.
Let me remind everybody. Yes, I got you, brother. Just remind everybody. Rex Grossman went to the Super Bowl, and he is awful. Awful. Okay?
Yes.
If Trey Lance is god awful like Rex Grossman, we can still make the Super Bowl. As long as he makes enough plays. I'm just saying. He won't be Rex.
That you brought Rex up is hilarious. That was perfect.
It's true. Everybody acting like we about to be 0-8 or something.
Howard, I want to be looking for you tomorrow after the cut down. Should be more fun in Ninerville. All right, Phil.
All right, bro.
Night, Howard. My dog.
All right, man. Take it easy, man.
You too, Howard. And Okie Niner is on a roll tonight. He says all that media talk is just for soap opera publicity. Well, it always is, too, Okie Niner. It's always been that way. And we bite every year. I say every year I'm not going to do it, and I do it anyway. Okie Niner goes on to say we get awarded third rounder if Jimmy leaves in free agency and signs elsewhere. Especially, yeah, that's right, because he gets paid enough money that we get a third round. So there you go. The 49ers get a bundle. I mean, the package is all set. Wow, this is a good job by the Niners. Because they were trying to get a third, second, first round, some third and up, I guess. So, hey, David.
Ronbo.
David, come on in, man.
Ronbo, it's been a long time, man. How you doing?
David, yes, your voice, I just realized, wait a minute, I know who this is, but I can't remember talking to this person for a long time. David, welcome back.
Yeah.
Good to hear from you.
Yes, sir. Man, I wanted to give you the scoop last week. I was actually at the game in Houston.
Okay.
And I ran into John Lynch at the tunnel. And I spoke to John. I got this on video. I'll send you the video.
Okay, good.
When I spoke to John,
RumboSports@gmail. Okay. So I don't. Yeah.
Yes, I'll definitely send it to you. I spoke to John, and I was like, "Hey, John, look, this is my advice to you. You need to tell Jimmy G, have Jimmy G take a pay cut, and we need to spend some extra money on some offensive linemen. Specifically, there was one in New England. New England wanted to get rid of one." He smiled, laughed. He said, "Okay." He looked into it, and he autographed my hat. I actually got this on video. And as I told him this guy walked by, gave me this ugliest look, and I didn't know who this guy was. And after John Lynch went back into the tunnel and got on his phone, this other guy told me that there was Nate Sudfeld.
I love it. I love it. I love the bottom, the punchline. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I was wondering who's this guy looking at me like that, like I messed up his day, or I'm stealing money from him. And I'm like, yeah, we need to keep Jimmy as a backup. And
Nate had it
I don't know what
made.
Nate Sudfeld looks like. Yeah.
You know, Nate had it made. He
But,
was the backup to Trey Lance this year. And then here comes David talking about what you should do is. And that probably did not make his day. Brock Purdy's the guy who takes a whooping on this, because Brock Purdy, for all intents and purposes, does have more potential than Nate Sudfeld. So, you know.
Exactly. I think in some instances Purdy kind of looks like a younger, slightly better mobile Jimmy G.
Didn't he?
I think they need to keep Purdy.
Their
I
instincts,
really do.
the way they move about. And when Jimmy was actually running around more before Kyle made him sign an affidavit to stay in that pocket, you know, they do look alike. And from behind, they look alike. There's something about their styles. So
Exactly. Hey, Ronbo, if all this stuff works, hey, now we got $20 million to play with.
Yeah.
We can pick up some better offensive linemen, and we have insurance. I mean, I look at the Niners as like a Ferrari or Mercedes. If you have a car like that, you want to have insurance, right?
damn right. Because that car
And there we
costs
go.
too
Now
much
we got
money.
insurance. We got the best backup in the league, and I'm rooting for Trey. I want Trey to be all that, and then
we
some.
all
The
do.
next coming to Patrick Mahomes or whatever.
Yeah.
But if it don't work out, or if he gets hurt, we got a proven winner. You know, I would rather that than Nate Sudfeld, and I'm pretty sure he hates my ass right now.
He's never going to forget you. And Nate needs to
Yeah.
man up, okay? Because if you can't beat Jimmy out, then that's your problem, you know? And he can't.
That's true.
So,
Hey, Rumbo, one last thing, man. Hey, if all this works out, you know, I feel like I was acting Jim. If all this does work out, you should just put me on the wall in the back.
there you go. I mean, this is the individual responsible for making sure that we stayed in play during the 2022 season as the 49ers are heading to the
That's right.
playoffs. And, you know, and whatever reason
Yeah,
why.
put David O'Neal right next to Joe Montana. That works for me. As long as we get that big trophy, man.
You know, that's what we all should be pulling for, not who we don't like. You know, because there's a lot of players on the team that can screw up a game. It's not just one. So, but anyway.
Well, except for Tart, but yeah. But
Yeah,
hey,
well,
man,
see,
look,
I try not to talk about Tart. He's liable to come back
Yeah.
now. Jimmy Ward's hurt. You know, Tart can play the top. He's not going to pick the ball off, but he can make plays. Lots of great plays, actually. So.
Yeah, but hey, man, look, I'm gonna see that video because
Please.
they asked me one of Lynch's bodyguards or whoever. He asked me, was I recording when I talked to him?
Yeah,
And I told him, no, I'm just taking pictures.
They did ask you that. Isn't that funny? Woo! All right. David, I can't wait to see
All
it.
right, man.
All right, fam.
Good talking to you, bro.
Appreciate you, David. Great to hear from you again, too. Don't make me wait for you to get
too,
back
man.
here again,
Hey,
too.
let me get a Niners yell, man.
Return to Dave. Hey, David.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You take it easy, man.
You too. And the big show says, Ronbo, should Trey not live up to expectations? There's a quarterback in Minnesota who signed a 1-year deal. In a free agent and 23, Kirk Cousins. Kyle finally gets his guy. Show is having fun tonight, isn't he? Thanks, Show. Hey, Anderson.
What's up, Ronbo, man? Going down with you.
Oh, man, Anderson, everything has gone completely off the hook. You know, I was trying to anticipate what was going to happen next. I was actually with everybody else. I thought, well, Jimmy G slowly rides off into the west sunset, and I'll be go to hell. No. Anderson, what do you make of all this whole situation? And is this good for us or what?
Yeah, it's good, but I mean, I had already knew it. I mean, pretty much everybody already knew that because I could remember what it was a couple months ago. I think it was on YouTube. It said something about Jimmy G okay with the plan the 49ers have for him or something. So they already was gonna do this. This was just bringing the price down so we can get some offensive linemen. That's all it's about. And shit, I take Purdy over. I take Brock Purdy over Sudfeld too.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find somebody who's. Ellis does.
Hey,
Ellis likes Sudfeld over Purdy. That's the only person I know.
Put Ryan a lot. Put Ryan a lot on for your
On the
post.
wall?
Put Ryan a lot up there. Yeah, next to Joe Montana. Might as well have 2 Hall of Famers up there. Well, damn, they hating on Ryan a lot, but have him up there anyway. Here, he won the rings with Joe. So
True. He
you know
was out
what
there.
I'm saying? I'm
trying to think of a defender. I said, you know what? You put 2 offensive players in there, but the 49ers don't get enough credit for the defensive playback in that day. So.
Nah. But, I forgot one to say. I don't know if nobody ever mentioned this, but earlier Stephen A. Smith said this. This was before the Garoppolo news. Now, he said out of the NFC, out of the entire NFC, he said the Rams was number 1. Then he got the 49ers. Now, this is the thing. The 49ers own the Rams. So basically, he really was saying we number 1. So all the talk with all the doubtful callers that were calling in, finally I'm gonna tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to you. Finally. Man, stop with all the doubtful calling, bro. And marketing hoe. I thought I told you not to call this program no more. I told you not to call this program no more, buddy. But as far as see, everybody is Trey ready. It's Trey ready. I think Trey is ready. I mean, last season when he played the Texans, he did what he did. This was a preseason. Man, that's it. I was laughing the whole time with you, Ronbo. I was laughing the whole time, like, man, this is a bunch of bull. That vanilla playbook, man. Come on now. Them linemen in the game probably trying to get a job.
Especially,
I was just.
Anderson, you know, I realized somebody said, I forgot about it. The 49ers have played a lot of football in 12 days. 3 games is a hell of a lot of football. The offensive lineman was just dragging ass. I can't wait to see what they look like next time we see them. They got to be able to do better.
And then Trent Williams wasn't playing, and I see Mike McNisty. He's starting to get healthy. So I mean, let's get a full. You know, when we get the full thing together. Yeah, so I'm not worried at all. Besides, Trey gonna make the plays he need to make, and besides, hell, Garoppolo on the Rams, so gonna let him pay the
Rams. Can you see McVay's face? Kyle, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, no, I just got to give Jimmy some warm up in case we need him. Well, why now?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then he was already throwing. He been throwing. So I mean, like he been throwing since April. So his arm is fine.
He's been trying to keep his arm and get it back in shape. So yeah.
So I believe his arm is pretty much really good. So he'll be able to make them throws. Probably not like Trey, but maybe we'll see that 17 Jimmy G. I don't know.
Well, you know what I did read one article says the arm should be stronger now than it originally was with the kind of procedure they did on his shoulder. I don't know what that means, but it won't look like it did last year because remember Jimmy was playing hurt over half the season. So I want to see what he looks like now. That could be interesting. Yeah.
Exactly. Real people don't factor in all this stuff.
No,
And
they
it
don't.
start factoring
Jimmy
in
sucks.
all of-
Okay, but how do you think you'd play with a bad hand and a bad
factor
shoulder?
all that. Exactly. Need to factor all that, all the criteria that went in with that. Then, and, Trent Williams he did a busted up play. So said, man, we gonna be all right.
And
gonna be all right.
And Anderson, the Rams only still beat us by 3 points. And if Kowalski makes that
Yeah,
catch,
man.
we get to laugh our ass off because we had a quarterback that was injured, the best left tackle in the league, he's hurt, and y'all still got your ass whooped. Oh, I really wish I had that opportunity to say that.
But before that, but see, before that, that idiot genius. I mean, 4th and 2, Kyle. Come on, man. 4th and 2. We got the running backs. We can get 2 yards. Come on, man. And then he could have kicked the field goal right then. That's before he kicked the field goal. They gave us the 20 points. We would already had 23.
Hindsight.
You know what I'm saying?
Anderson?
And so I just want, man.
I know we can talk about
Shanahan
how the man
idiot.
makes you mad. We got to pull up though, fam. I'll be looking for you tomorrow. We're gonna go back for the cuts and see what they did. Probably gonna be mad as hell tomorrow too. Jordan Mason got cut while Trey Sermon remains on the team. What? Okay, that's not gonna happen. Let me see tomorrow, fam.
and that backfield. I think who's starting?
Fam,
I know
we don't know.
Tavar. I think the old boy from Chicago and.
Okay, guys, be careful because production's got a trigger finger tonight. Well, I say we gotta go. We probably gotta go. Anderson, I'm sorry, fam. We'll see you tomorrow, though. Okay. Hey, and Victor Egg says those Debo plays require the ball to be in a spot so Debo can do what he does. Yak Jimmy was a master of giving Debo the ball where he can work. And see, there's a lot to be said about that. We'll see what happens next. But I still don't want I still don't want Debo going deep downfield. I got other guys who could do that better. Debo needs to kill people in the middle of the field. Boy, I know Emilio was waiting on this. Emilio, get in here and tell us what in
I wanted to jump in a couple times, but I let people talk.
Well, good, Emilio. And if you do come in, just ask people, can you you have a word, please? You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you.
That's why I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Unless it
go
was
ahead.
a Rams fan, I was jumping all in it. But other than that. Okay, which side do you want me to pick? You want me to pick Trey's side? You want to pick Jimmy's side? You want me to do both?
Come down the middle. Yes, both.
Okay. Well, it's good for Jimmy because, it looks like everybody's panicking on this preseason game.
As you mentioned the other day.
So
Yep.
Trey's not ready. So, all of a sudden they're going to give Trey a shot. And he's not going to do so good. And Jimmy's going to be earth-shaking and going to win us Super Bowl. That's what's going to happen. On Jimmy's side. That's my Jimmy's side.
Man.
Now, if you look at the other side, the reason they did this, Purdy and Sudfeld, they don't want Shanahan. You can say Shanahan does not want another
CJ Nick
C.J.
situation.
Beathard.
I fully agree.
He doesn't want that. I can see that. I said I got that. Because I rewatched that game. I said, oh my God. I said Sudfeld was just trying. Sudfeld was trying his hardest to want to be the backup for this game. He just throwing picks, him and Purdy. I said, man, what are you guys on? I said, you guys were playing lights out when it came to the Vikings and the Packers. It just all of a sudden you guys just fell apart. I said, God.
All the way. Well, Purdy was at least a little better. Sudfeld looked like ass. And Willie Snead, don't let me get started.
They were trying to force the ball. There was nothing there. I'm like, there was a couple plays that Purdy did do, like where I messed up. I'm trying to throw it in there when I shouldn't have thrown it in there. But yet, when you look at that, Jimmy does the same thing. He throws the ball when he shouldn't be, and he's throwing it to the linebacker. That's the same thing they all see. I said, for some reason, all our quarterbacks have that habit.
Have to like to
Nick
throw it
Mullen
at the
has done
linebacker.
That. CJ Beathard's done that.
All of them.
Every quarterback we've had, they've all done it. I'm starting to really wonder, Shanahan, stop telling these dudes to throw that ball in the middle when they don't need to.
And
what we need,
it's the receiver.
Go ahead.
It's the receiver because that's a timing play. But you know what? It's a high risk Oh, because that receiver's supposed to come right in front of that linebacker, make that grab, and off to the races. It doesn't work, Kyle. Stop doing that.
But the only receiver that can do that, and we've seen him do this, he had a hell of a season last year. Is
Debo.
Debo, honestly,
that's his play.
He said what he said, and I believe him. Like, you know what? Okay, you had your 15 minutes of shine. You look bad at me. People came and said, "Oh, playing me 60 minutes will be a different story." I believe you, but you're not that deep guy. He's just not. He's that guy where we throw you the ball in the middle. You do the work. That's how a lot of the times Jerry in the beginning, that's what he was. Jerry took him a minute before we were able to throw him the ball deep. He was able to throw him the ball in the middle, and he did his work in the middle. It took him time. He was going to do the same thing. Now, her deep guy, as of now, is Ayuk. This is why Ayuk is finna shine. This is why I believe with Trey, Ayuk is finna have one hell of a season because you can throw him the ball deep. They've been practicing, getting everything ready, and it also helps that we have Danny Gray. Like I said, everybody was like shining on Trey because he had that one good pass with Gray. Everybody was saying all of a sudden Trey had one bad game and said, "Oh, we suck. We're gonna suck again." I'm like, how do you guys go from week 1 with Danny Gray saying we're gonna have a hell of a season to, "Oh my God, we suck"? I was like, wow, that changed fast.
You know, it doesn't take us long. It does not take us long.
No,
y'all,
no. I will give you I gave Hoyer a chance, and it was just like, dude, you just one game, you just was hot garbage, and everybody kept saying, "Oh, he's good," just because he was with Shanahan. I said, no, dude, he was.
This, sound like you got cut off, but you weren't cut off. Oh, there you are. Okay, go ahead. We got 30 seconds.
No, Hoyer was only good with Texas. After that, you were horrible. So no. So
it's that Texas barbecue beef.
No. Trey's gonna do good. But
I hope so.
Trey's gonna do good. This is because they want to get something for Jimmy. I didn't see. I've heard what Mayoko said. I've heard what other podcasters said.
Bring it down to a workable contract. Exactly. But you still don't want Brock Purdy and Nate Sudfeld having to trot out on the field if something go wrong. So this works.
I got that thing. I saw that. I said that because like I said, I watched the game. Them two played horrible. They were trying their hardest, and these were backup.
I mean,
and you look at Lovey was trying to win that game. His heart.
And you had that
trying
too.
to win that game.
Let me see tomorrow. We're gonna got the cuts going on, and we'll be right back at you.
I done said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. We're gonna win the NFC championship, and Trey's gonna be MVP candidate. Everybody's gonna turn around. Watch what I tell you. I just cannot see him fail. I just can't.
All right. All right, fam. We'll see you tomorrow.
You have a good night. We'll come back tomorrow.
All right. Looking forward. And Tony, Tony, thanks. And mahalo, my brother. My brother. What's this? You gotta say that. Brother. Shabazz, get in here because I know you've been ruminating over this situation.
Hey, you know what, Ronbo? I'm gonna call it what it is. I'm not sugarcoating it. To all the Jimmy sexuals, you got your way. For me, Jimmy is overpaid backup. Still, I'm gonna tell the truth. We're gonna talk about how Trey, how a rookie, if he messes up when Jimmy had 4 years to mess up, and when we was 3-9 until the defense brought us back the last 8 games. Someone said about 5 callers ago, and you said, do 49er fans like him? No. I was in Chicago, where he's from. No. I was in the Bay. No. I know a whole bunch of fans, including me. I'm a season ticket holder, Ronbo. I got seats in the end zone, Ronbo. Nobody liked Jimmy. I sugarcoated it for a long time. He's an overpaid Tom Brady backup. Let's run the stats off. Hold on. For everybody talking about what Trey did, let's run the stats with Colin Kaepernick. In 6 playoff games, Kaepernick had 1,374 yards, 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and a passer rate of 87.3. Jimmy Garoppolo with a passer rating of 74, 962 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions in 7 games in playoffs.
Both him and Colin Kaepernick lost 1 Super Bowl and 2 NFC championships. So all y'all raving about how great of an insurance policy is, I'd rather take my chances with Brock Purdy. I said what I said. I'm tired of y'all acting like this guy was a savior. All he did was be a great game manager, just like Alex Smith was a great game manager. And I'm going to call it what it is. No, hey, listen, 56 Super Bowls been played. This is going to be the 57th Super Bowl. And only 3 African-American quarterbacks has won a Super Bowl. That's Doug Williams, Russell Williams, and Patty Mahomes. Let's just call it what it is. Everybody just don't, and they can't wrap their head around seeing a black quarterback win a Super Bowl. So let's know that Mrs. Lance's baby boy, who's raised him, who's mixed like Patty Mahomes, has let him know, young man, the world don't look at you as nothing but still as a young African-American, so the odds up against you. So I'm glad they re-signed Jimmy, because guess probably who called him first? I bet his mama called him first and told him, you know what you got to do, Trey. So for all y'all Jimmy sexuals out there, root for Jimmy to hold that clipboard, and Trey going to 13-4. And that's it, Ronbo. I don't need one no more time. I got to go. I don't need no shout-out to nobody. I just want them to see when Trey go 13-5, 13-4 this year. And Jimmy sit right there with that clipboard. And pray Trey don't get hurt, because he ain't going to get hurt. He's going to be in the NFC Championship. And the Jimmy sexuals will be like, oh, Jimmy could have done a better job. Like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago somebody brought it to our attention. Jimmy ain't never threw 300 yards in a 49ers playoff game, never. He ain't never even had a game Kaepernick had. And Kaepernick was trash. He ain't never had a game Kaepernick had. Never. Never. All he done is throw picks. That's it, and manage a game and steal money from the 49ers. And steal money from me, because I had to suffer through all them interceptions, including that Colts game where we should have won. We should have had a better record than we had this year. We shouldn't have even been playing in L.A. for the NFC Championship. We should have been at home. But what Jimmy do, when the defense turned the ball over, the ball turns over, when Algier got a pick, he throw it right back to the defense. Hey, honor that clipboard. Don't trade him. I'm glad next year we'll get a 6 or 7 round pick for him. He'd be gone. I'm sick of biting my tongue. I'm gone, Ronbo. I love y'all. Bang, bang, none of gang.
My boss. Well said, I must say. There he goes. Well, Shabazz is worked up tonight. So, what's this? That's Papa Dragon? Is that you?
Yes.
I was say Papa Dragon's coming in incognito tonight. Yes.
Boy, I'm bringing Texas back. Them Niner fans don't know how to act.
Hey, boys, he's lit. He's lit. Man, it's on fire.
One star Jimmy is back, baby.
Well,
you get a Pornhub membership, and you get a Pornhub membership. Dude, what can I say?
Honestly, though, before we run out of time,
yeah.
Pop, did you see this coming?
Yeah, we talked about it last night. I told you. I said they cannot let him go to Seattle. That's all this is about. Seattle was the clearest place for him to play this year and get playing time. And I told you yesterday, if the 49ers let him go to Seattle, and if he beat us twice that year, even if Seattle was like 2-15, that there would be blood in the streets.
Yeah, I do remember that conversation.
That's all this was about. That's all this was about. This ain't about Trey. This is about preventing him from going to the only place that gave him his clearest path to play, and that's Seattle. A lot of the callers tonight, right on the money about Purdy. The best thing I can say is, obviously they don't care about what we think, and this whole situation that went on for so long, this is something that this is new. This whole re-signing Garoppolo thing is not that new. It's been going on for a couple of weeks.
Which
but
makes
Ronbo,
more sense.
all I can say is this.
I really think it was more than just a couple of days. Yeah, that was more than a couple of days conversation.
Right. But yes, but this is, to me, this is all about preventing him from going to the clearest path for him playing this year, and that was Seattle. But you know what? I think Jimmy G also made this happen, because guess what? He would have went to Seattle because he doesn't want to sit out. He would have went, but I think he didn't want to go because their offensive line is worse than the one that we have here. Right?
Get killed, yes.
So he didn't want to go out there and get beat up all year. probably get injured again and put a bunch of bad plays on tape, which ruins his 2023 shot. So again, both sides, they came together, they got it done. Trey is the guy. This is not an indictment on Trey, but the reality is that Trey has got to grow into his arm. He needs playing experience. Trey Lance has to be able to hit the layup. Okay, he does not hit the layup with regularity. Okay, the finger roll hits the front of the rim sometimes, hits the back of the rim sometimes. Jimmy Garoppolo can make that layup, okay, all the time, right? Now, again, Trey Lance is a three-point shooter. He'll go down the field, right? But he doesn't hit the layup with regularity. But you cannot take a whole off season of pumping this kid up, a whole off season of mismanaging the Garoppolo situation, and let it ruin your season. You have to look at it for what it is. Hey, look, Jimmy, we don't want you going to Seattle? Good, because I don't want to go to Seattle. Okay, here's the deal. Come back in here. Let's build up our quarterback room. We'll get you in shape. We'll get you in football ready. 2 to 4 weeks. We'll shoot you up, and let's go get this thing. And if something happens to Trey, obviously you're number 2 when you're ready. But the reality is this is still Trey's team. We put the whole offseason in him, right? Our goal right now is to support him and support the 49ers. That's what's going on in the Lions locker room. Now, what they don't account for is they don't account for how players are going to feel about it. So I guarantee you right now, Brandon Ayuk ain't sleeping very well. Okay? And there's other players that aren't sleeping very well. And if Trey is shaky at all, doubt creeps into your locker room.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some people in the locker room, like Debo's like, man, I used to get a bunch of short passes last year. Now I only get one a game. And before you know it,
it was his fault for that deep pass. Should have ran a different route or lost that defender. But anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Or pretend that the ball is a rack of ribs. The point is, Ronbo.
Bob,
the point is, Ronbo.
That was just wrong on
is
so
that
many
this
levels.
Could go, Hey, Ronbo, my man, this can go so many different ways. It really can. And I think Trey can handle it. I think Garoppolo can handle it. And someone called Shanahan an idiot genius. I think his dumb ass can handle it. You just don't know if your locker room can handle it. That's what the situation, because all year long they're going to be asking, do we bring in Garoppolo? Are you ready for Jimmy G to come back in? Trey Lance was 1-12.
The media can't handle it. They're the ones that are going to be they're going to be stirring up and instigating all year long. So we need to get ready for that.
All year long?
Oh,
man, I know. That's what
every
I'm saying.
chance they get.
If anything, if anything derails this season,
it's immediate.
It's going to be that. But if anything saves this season, it's going to be that. So it's going to be a very interesting
what's going to
year.
save this season, if the 49ers focus, don't watch the media, please don't talk to them, don't look at these things, just focus on the game. Because that's why Jimmy is recluse most of the time. So.
No, the media won't affect the team. I mean, it'll affect Kinlaw, but it shouldn't affect the rest of the team that bad. It's just
Bob. We gotta go. Don't make me laugh.
Okay.
We got to go.
All right,
I can't wait to see you tomorrow after the cuts.
All right.
Brought up Kinlaw. Hey, Phil. Bam, boom, and Mrs. Pop Dragon. Y'all have a great night.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. And Flavor says Trey has only thrown for over 250 yards one time in his life in JV college football. Trey's mechanics ain't good yet. People got to accept that. We got to win. Yeah, well, Flav, thanks for that contribution. Hey, Clarence.
Hey, Ronbo, what's up, brother?
Clarence, typical 49. This is our lives, okay? As 49er fans, we need to always expect controversy, being mistreated by the NFL. We're the pardon the pun, but we're the black sheep in the family of the NFL. And that's why it's constantly something going on. We can't, even if we aren't having problems, we can create them ourselves. So this is the thing. All of a sudden, we've all pretty much, as I said, came to the conclusion that Jimmy's done, and he'll probably be out here in a little bit. And then all of a sudden, 49ers restructure Jimmy Garoppolo's contract, and he will back up Trey Lance in the upcoming season. Clarence, give us your reaction.
So when I saw the news pop up on my phone, I looked at it twice, and I was like, really? And then so I started scouring the interwebs, and okay, how much did he get signed for? So as soon as I found out he got signed for 6.5, I said, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just shout out to Parag and John. They basically, gave us a solidified insurance policy, or as Chris Rock would say, in case ish happens, we got a decent backup.
Yeah.
Next
Because Clarence, Kyle's waking up in the middle of the night. Oh, God! She's his wife. What's wrong with you? I got Brock Purdy, and I got Nate Sudfeld. Listen, I've went through this already. I went through this with CJ. I went through this with Nick. You know what time it is? What? It's 2:30. I need you to listen for me for a minute. Yeah, can you see him and the wife sitting there going?
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
And that's one of the things, because Kyle is awfully tired in the press conferences recently. I'm wondering, does he ever sleep? Why does Kyle always look like he's just tired as hell? So this, but go ahead.
Because he is. He's the head coach. He's supposed to be tired.
He's playing the part. He looks like it.
And then the other thing is obviously we got some cap space out of it.
Yeah, lots.
And then almost $18 million. $18 million in cap space. He's only getting below 6 plus 6.5 plus his little $500,000, so 7 basically.
Well, isn't that a bonus? Does that count? I don't know how that really works.
Yeah, I think it does.
Okay.
The half a mil does. So yeah, okay. So 7 mil compared to 26, huge difference.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
And then the other thing is, some old linemen. How about that?
Please, please.
And then the other thing is now he's much more tradable.
Yeah.
At 6.5 versus 26.
25, 26, yeah, whatever it is,
yeah. Over 20. Call it that.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
And that's good. So, shout out to the front office to be able to make that happen. Shout out to Jimmy to be able to, basically, take it on that great chin of his and be able to take that pay cut.
And never had a word.
And be a good guy about it.
And the whole time. Jimmy never says anything. He goes about, he's on the opposite field. He's not saying anything to anybody. He walks past the fans. He's smiling and giving them 5 as if he knew something we didn't know. But then maybe I'm just thinking too much. But I don't know. The whole thing is weird to me still. So,
It is. But we unfortunately in this day and age, because we're me and you we're old school. I mean, I'm over 50. You're probably over 30.
But you're right though, because things have changed from what they were like. These kind of fiascos, they never happened. But now the league has become so sophisticated in some ways that you wonder, is it really good for the game, for the purists like yourself and me? We're watching this build up in front of us, and it's just, some of it doesn't have anything to do with football. And that bothers me at times, because the product has been tainted to the point when you do watch the game, I'm not sure what I'm watching anymore. Sometimes I worry that Vince McMahon is out there somewhere having something to do with what's going on. So,
And it's good that players have more say and things like that.
Yeah.
But I wish it was, players would just, players and the media especially would just, again, like I said, back you back in the day, you never heard nothing in the 80s or even in the 90s.
And your mind
about
innocent.
anything.
And you're thinking, yes, no. We get too much information. We get too much time to process. And that's why the hatred now haters used to always be around, but now they've gone to another degree. It's vicious, just vicious.
Yeah, because they're taking a lot of,
feed.
a lot of the feeds and a lot of the reporters, a lot of the bloggers, a lot of this and a lot of that. They're taking them all out of context
TMI,
and then
fam.
extrapolating their own opinion from it.
Oh, Clarence, we'll
Instead
see you
of
tomorrow.
just using the facts.
And that's always a big problem. We'll see you tomorrow for the cuts. It's going to be fun.
For the cuts, yeah.
Right.
Come on, Mason. That's all I got to say about that.
That's everybody's
Talk to you
focus
tomorrow,
on that. Night, Clarence.
Take it easy. God bless you. Bye-bye.
You too, fam. No, seriously, when I wake up tomorrow, if, go into the day and all of a sudden, it seems that Jordan Mason's on the cut list along with JaMychal Hasty. Trey Sermon has made the squad. And, God. Jeez, I'm going to bleed to death. What are you talking about? Trey from VA, one of the founding fathers of TNT. Trey, get in here, Trey. Can't wait to have from Trey. The bell's not ringing tonight. There it is.
Fine. And I do mean.
Trey,
shout out to you,
there it is.
brother Ronbo. Shout
Your connection's
shout
kinda,
out to you.
Thanks, fam. Your connection's kind of. Trey, you in the same place you always are? It's not. It's.
Are
broken
we
up.
clear? Are we good?
Yeah, this is now. Right now, it's okay. Okay, go ahead.
Are we good? No, I just want to make sure you can hear everything.
It
Are we
sounds
straight.
Like, yeah, it sounds like it now.
Okay. All right. Shout out to TNT. Shout out to production. Shout out to you and shout out to the team. Shout out to Jimmy G's team. Takes a hell of a guy. It takes a hell of a guy to swallow his pride, and sometimes you're not good enough. You realize that, and you kind of just resign yourself to being a number two. Some guys he's a number two. He's the best number two. There's nothing wrong with being the best.
The best,
He's the best.
exactly. I agree with that.
The best number two. Yeah. All jokes aside, though, Ronbo, we have people actually scrutinizing practice. Is that what we're doing? Practice?
Yes.
Not a game. Not a game. Practice.
Even when he took a shower. Talk about that.
Because hold on. Because Jimmy G had a practice that was so bad it made national news. It was on SportsCenter.
Yeah.
It was on FS1. You remember the 5 interception practice, Rombo? You remember that?
I won't be allowed to forget it.
It wasn't 5 interceptions, guys. It was 5 interceptions in a row. That's impossible. That's impossible. We're talking about a seasoned vet in this offense.
Yeah. 5
interceptions in a row. So when you start talking about practice, I have to cancel your argument. Because I didn't even sit there and say, well, Jimmy G's going to stink on the field because of that. I thought it was funny. But let's be honest. Let's talk about the field, though, Ronbo. 11 for 16. 11 for 16, Ronbo. 100, over 100, what was that, 118 passer rating. We're talking about a young kid that literally went out in the preseason and balled out for the limited time that he had. Not one bad game. Oh, he had one bad game. No, we're talking about exactly going out there and being efficient. He didn't turn the ball over, Rumble. Didn't he? But nobody wants to talk about that. That's not sexy.
I do.
Meanwhile, Mac Jones, Justin Fields, all the other rookie, Trevor Lawrence, all the other rookie quarterbacks turning the ball over, up the right. Relax. He didn't have his starters. But we're not even going to talk about Trey or any excuses. We're going to talk about this team being strong, Rumble, because one thing I will give Jimmy is he makes this team stronger. We're not talking about bad play. We're talking about twisted ankles, bad shoulders, concussions. They happen. You guys have seen C.J. Beathard on the field. You don't want to see that again. You guys have seen Nick Mullins on the field. You don't want to see that again. You guys have seen Sudfeld on the field now. You don't want to see that again.
No.
And so for the low price of $6.5 million, you can have your favorite backup quarterback and keep his jersey. You don't even have to throw your jersey away. Isn't that awesome?
That's right.
You
can keep it one more year.
And they're still 50%. I heard they're still half off because people thought he was being traded. Go get him now before they go back
They're gonna go up tomorrow.
Now I know because I've said this, I gotta go. I know I gotta go. Production cut my time at half. I know.
No,
I gotta get out of here.
We'll wait.
No, man. I appreciate you guys. No. Seriously, honestly speaking, we are a better team because of this. All jokes aside, we're a better team because of this.
And everybody should agree
Concussions
with that.
happen.
The Jimmy's at least
Concussions happen, guys.
That's true.
I would rather, if something happened to Trey or vice versa, I said this when Trey got drafted, and I am consistent in that. I said we are a better team now because our backup is better.
Yeah.
I said that last year when we got Trey. If something were to happen to Jimmy, and what happened? Something happened to Jimmy, and we needed Trey, right?
And he won.
So in the NFL, there may be a moment where we need. So I'm not mad about that. But I was mad about $25 million. But if you tell me you're going to take an $18 million L, now, one thing I do need him to do, though, he's never had a conversation with Brian Greasy. I need him to go talk to his quarterback coach.
Listen, Trey,
introduce himself, shake his hand a little
about
bit.
that? Trey, Jimmy doesn't like to talk to anybody. And George Kittle's
That's great. That's in the
several
offseason,
messages on
Ronbo.
his phone
It's
asking him
the
to
regular
return.
season. He's allowed to come play with the big boys now, all right? He's now no longer for the small field. He can come play with the big boys now. Okay? He's back on the varsity, okay?
Trey, I don't think Trey was talking to anybody from over there. Trey, I mean, Jimmy needs to answer people and stop ghosting, Jimmy. I really wish I knew why he does that.
Ronbo, see, for a starting quarterback, that's unacceptable. For your backup, we can roll with it. We can roll with it. The backup don't want to talk to the guys, don't want to get the guys together, don't want to inspire guys. I mean, that's not what a backup does. So I understand that.
Trey, I'm gonna tell you what. I can't wait to
the
hear
best
from you
thing
tomorrow.
ever tonight. Oh no, Ronbo, not 2 for 1.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Ronbo. Let's get into
and
it,
since it is your
Ronbo.
partner, we're bypassing the policy, but Trey does have a problem with it. So anybody that's saying, "Well, look, he lets Trey and Trez do it," it's okay. Okay, go ahead, Trez.
Let's get into it, Ronbo. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Is that number 16 on the behind you, right? That great man right there,
Yes.
that goat behind you,
Yep.
right? We turned the page on that goat right there, did we not? Did we not turn the page on that goat? Huh?
We did.
We said, hey, we rolling with
Send him to Kansas
Young.
City.
That's what we rolling with, right? Right? So how do you come to the conclusion? See, when I saw what happened today, I said, Banana Shanahan is back. Him and Lynch, they back in full force. They are back because this is a debacle. Because like a caller said earlier, you don't know how this gonna play out. You really don't, because it could be a distraction. And I've not seen one NFL team not turn the page on the quarterback when they went to the other quarterback. I've never seen that before. But Banana Shanahan, he's always the first to do it. He's always first to do it, Ronbo.
But
So-
Trez, it hasn't happened yet. Jimmy could be on that sideline all
it's
year
happened.
long.
No.
You
Here's
don't
the
think
thing,
so?
what I'm saying, Ronbo. If Trey has a few string of bags, like your Jimmy G fans in here tonight. Come on, shut the hell up. Get out of here, man. You turn the page, Ronbo. You turn the page. If we turn the page on the GOAT, what the hell we doing not turning the page on Jimmy? This makes no sense to me. No, but you know what it is? It's their refusal to, they wanted their value for Jimmy. They wanted some capital for Jimmy. It's their refusal to see that the league says there's no team out here that sees what you see in Jimmy.
Yeah, but
no team.
Trez, but you
no
got
team, because if it was, you'd have got some offers.
Yeah, but $26
You'd
million.
have got some offers.
$26 million. Trez,
No,
I gotta pay him,
Ronbo.
and I gotta give you some compensation. I give you a couple of draft picks. That deal was what they did now makes him tradable. But before that, ain't nobody paying that much money.
But hold on. Jimmy was out to screw us from the jump because he announced his surgery all late, right? Am I correct? Did he not?
I can't agree with that. I really wish I knew more about that situation. So, Trez, a lot of people believe that.
At the end of the year, he jeopardized. He messed up the whole deal. He messed it all up right there.
I don't think he acted alone.
Come on,
that.
Ronbo.
I really don't. Trez, it's too fishy. Jimmy's that calculating. If I'm Jimmy, as soon as the league's over, I get that fixed. Why do I wait?
It's a business. It's a business.
Trez,
it's about him.
I
and
respect
his
your
agent.
opinion, but
It's
I
not about the
cannot
Niners.
agree. That was strange. Jimmy ain't that cool.
Okay, all right.
I just can't see.
All right, okay. I see y'all in here just wanting Jimmy is a great guy. He sucks it up. What Jimmy shows me? Jimmy shows me he's not a competitive quarterback in the NFL.
Help me understand.
Because who's going to sit and hold a clipboard and not go and try to prove himself?
And try to win the job?
I would have made the Niners release me.
I agree.
I would have
agree
made
with
them
that.
release me.
Trez, I agree with that. I just want to know, what was Jimmy doing? If I'm Jimmy, I want the hell up out of here as fast as possible. Why am I waiting to go get this shoulder fixed? I just don't get that.
Jimmy doesn't want out of here, Ronbo. He wants to be a free agent next year. Where's he going to go, to Seattle? He doesn't want to play.
He could have went to Seattle if he got his shoulder fixed at the beginning of the season. Of the off season.
Why would you go play with trash in Seattle and win 5 games?
He'd be well by now, though. He doesn't have to go to Seattle if he doesn't want to.
Mitch Trubisky sat for the Bills and was able to go ahead and get a job. If Jimmy sits with him, he can go get a job. If he plays for
Seattle, knew this deal was going to unwind now? I find that
he's going to be exposed. I would come back to the Niners, too. I wouldn't want to play in Seattle and win 3-4 games.
Did you say this is all a calculated plan and it worked out exactly what Jimmy and his agent thought? I find that intriguingly impossible. I do.
No, it didn't work out. What I'm saying, no, it didn't work out for what him and his agent thought. It didn't work out that way.
I want to find out that they do that on purpose.
Is that the league spoke on Jimmy? That's what I'm getting.
Well, I know nobody's going to talk you guys out of that. Jimmy sucks, and nobody's willing to pay that. But I don't blame the league for that.
No. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go with the whole Jimmy stuff.
Trez.
I'm not going to go with the whole Jimmy stuff.
Okay, listen.
I'm not doing it.
We really got to go.
I'm with you on.
Fam,
we got to go, man.
We got to go because production's going to drive us all nuts. You guys going to get cut. All right, I got to take. Tomorrow, Trez, bring it back. Bring it back.
Shout out to Tony.
Okay.
Tony, shout out to you. Shout out to Shabal for a great call and Emilio. We out of here, Ron.
All right. Good idea, dude. All right. And the louder you love to hate, this figures. I was like, come on in and let it all out.
Jimmy is a bitch. It's getting really entertaining in here, man. I like the TNT family, man. I might just have to join them, man. Jimmy's like that pimple on your face that just won't go away. You know, you think you get rid of this pimple, and boom, it's right back. Like, damn, how do you get rid of this mother? You know,
you could have. You know, John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan had something to do with it.
Okay, well, Jimmy should be embarrassed. Ronbo, if I was at a job for 5, 6, 7 years, and let's say I'm making just $25 an hour, and then my boss come up to me and say, "Hey, Nana, hey, I really love what you're doing. You've done a lot for the company. All your coworkers love you, high praise. But we got this new guy. Coming in from MIT. Oh man, he's gonna make a ton of money, and we can't give you a raise. You can stay, take a pay cut. Pay cut? How much? What are you making right now? I'm $25 an hour. We can do about $6.50. You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say, go fuck yourself. I'm gonna find me a new job. Jimmy should be ashamed of himself.
Okay, now let me just say this though. Remember one thing. It was already said now that Jimmy had to be talked into coming back. You're laying all this on him.
You ain't talking me then. You ain't talking me into that. He could.
I'm just letting you know that we don't know the whole story. Players wouldn't ask him to come back. Now this is something that we need to wait because I know you hate him, but still,
hey, Ronbo, man.
The language needs to stop.
Ronbo, who's this?
I'm just saying.
What?
I'm just saying, you the language, no. Jimmy, all the bad words, please curb it. And I'm just saying, the thing is, some of the bitterness toward Jimmy Garoppolo, I believe it's overdone. And I'm thinking that everything that you got to blame on Jimmy, you need to find out the whole story.
It's more so of the contract that we're bitter over, because if you're getting paid that much, that amount of money, you should live up to it. You should live up to it. And if you're gonna talk about throws that need to be made, you can't contradict yourself, because that I'm not gonna stop talking about it.
How much money does Aaron Rodgers make annually? How much money does Aaron Rodgers make annually?
If
you're going to put it on the money, please
million.
explain that to me.
Put it on the money. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
How much does he get paid a year?
Money.
How much money does he get paid a year?
I don't remember what he signed for.
It was upwards of $35 million. So listen,
33,
I'm just saying, you after over 10 years, you come in and out of the playoffs and haven't even been near a Super Bowl. So you can't allocate all that blame due to the money you make. Okay, that's not feasible.
Okay, so why did he take $6.5 million? That's over 4 times your salary that you just lost.
Maybe he wants to, like some people already said, he wants to stay in the league. The 49ers talked him into it. The players talked him into it, and he went along with it. Because for all intents and purposes, Jimmy Garoppolo did not want, I doubt very seriously, what he really wanted to come back to the 49ers. He had said goodbye, and you know it.
Yeah, he did. He did say goodbye. He did, and I think they were willing to part ways too. And they thought they were going to give value.
Okay,
to him.
so where do you come off blaming this and saying he should be ashamed of himself? I don't even get it.
He should for accepting that. For accepting that pay cut. That's one hell of a pay cut. Over 4 times his salary? No. Anyway.
I'm sure he wanted to walk. I really am.
Like Trey said, this does make the team better because I'd rather have Jimmy Garoppolo coming in if something was to happen to Trey than Nate Sudfeld or Brock Purdy.
Okay, good.
So it does. That's the flip side of this. That's the flip side. Right. But one more. No
one more because we're out of time. I tell you what. Get back here tomorrow.
I still think he's gonna get traded. He's gonna get traded. And for that caller that came on my car, you the bum, bitch.
Come on now. Come on now. It's not another day. All right, I'll be see you tomorrow, okay?
All right, Ronbo.
All right, fam. Night. Hey, Liam. I know we get heated in here tonight, but actually it's been kind of relatively until that moment. It's been kind of peaceful, actually. Everybody's had to say what they had to say in calm terms. Liam, where are you at on this? What was your reaction to what took place?
Well, I called it, Ronbo.
You were here the other day, weren't you? And
a long time ago. I've been listening to people all night call you and tell you that they were a prophet. Nobody's been talking about it like I have been talking about it for the longest of time that I have been talking about it. Jimmy G is not going anywhere. And the writing has been on the wall for quite some time. I don't know. I feel like Kyle is playing everybody.
Boy,
I think ideally you don't trade 3 picks to keep Jimmy, but I think at some point early this spring they started realizing maybe the plan wasn't working.
And this may be a contingency plan? Liam, I have entertained 100%. This kind of thinking for a while, but I thought if I brought it up, people think, "Ronbo, man, you are insane, man. Your love for Jimmy's out of control." The thing is, they're doing things that make no sense, Liam, and it's been going on for months. And that's why I said, you guys think Jimmy G intentionally said in the middle of all the trade talk, "Oh, I guess I got to go to the hospital with my shoulder fixed." I don't believe that. Why would that? Doesn't behoove him.
Guy just got to do what he's got to do. You know, he's got a busted shoulder, fix your shoulder. It's pretty straightforward.
And do it immediately. I'm not waiting. I need to get out of here if I'm Jimmy.
Yeah. So it does put the pressure on Trey.
Tremendous.
But at the same time, because, you have a solution in the wings.
In case.
Because, exactly. So you don't make the move if you're feeling like Trey's the heir apparent. And I think, we didn't get to hear much from Trey at all last year. And at a certain point, Kyle, I think, made the decision that if you weren't the starting quarterback or starter, that you wouldn't talk to media. So until he started late in the season, nobody really got to ask him any questions. And one of the first interviews he did, availabilities that he did, he revealed that his finger got hurt. And, you know, they haven't really been able to kind of, like, it has affected him. I hope it does turn out for him. And I also hope if it doesn't work out for him, not that I wish it does or I wish it doesn't. You know, I want the 49ers to win football games. I want the games to be awesome. I want us to play sound football in all phases of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I want us to be a great team. And that's what I think is most important. And I think one of the hard things right now is, like, as a fan base, we're feeling pretty divided. I don't exactly know why, but I know why. I mean, it's sort of a Jimmy Trey thing, but that's exactly why. But it's, you know, hopefully we can all sort of come around and be fans of the same team, and sort of whatever comes is going to come, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and we're just going to kind of roll with that. And again, Jimmy, like, there was a point made earlier, how's he going to come in? He hasn't practiced this player, that player. I thought that was actually maybe a good point, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. I mean, Jimmy's such a pro. He knows this offense so well. Like, he could coach it, you know? Like, so, I'm just feeling like he's going to be good to go. And, you know, a backup, if he's going to come in and be the backup, got to come in and be hot out of nowhere. It's like a pitcher is going to come in relief, you know, like, get warm, go, you're going in. So I don't know. I think it's the right thing to do. I think we're a better team because of it. We get to at least explore the potential of Trey without the feeling like we're jumping completely off a cliff. And I do think that the leash, like, that's not the right word. I don't like that term, but, like,
no,
I do
right.
think that,
I already used that term.
It's
going to be tight.
You know, it's just, I do think the runway is going to be pretty short or whatever. Like, he's just not going to have a ton of room to play. You know,
No.
I think, and it would be different if we were sort of like a team that was, you know, not really going to make it very far. We were going to be kind of like down in the dumps, like, and we could take it, our lumps, and, like, have a guy grow. But it's like, it's a bit more complicated when you have a defense that's the caliber of the 49ers.
And Liam, we got to stop, but you're absolutely right. Kyle's going to still run things. That's the way he wants it, and that's the way it's going to be until Trey's able to independently take it off. So that's going to be a while. So we're going to see. Liam, be back tomorrow, and it's always delightful to hear from you. Let's continue tomorrow. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, Liam.
All right,
have a great night.
Good night.
And Clarence Molina is still an advocate of Jimmy G calculating, cunning, diabolical plot. He said Jimmy G screwed us with his surgery and the inability to train him when we could have. The restructure is the 49ers payback. No trade clause helps Jimmy. Clarence, you made a statement and you also contradicted it all at the same time. Then why did Jimmy get a no trade clause? I had told Jimmy, listen, we're going to do this and this, but listen, if we get a deal, you're out of here. You know, Jimmy Garoppolo did not profit from all of a sudden. If there's a trade deal, which there wasn't, which was found out, Jimmy wasn't. That dude was ready to say, he said goodbye to us. He's out of here. There was no benefit for Jimmy to say, what's the date today? Okay, I'm going to call him. I'm going to tell him I'm going to go get my surgery right now. Not for a second. But thanks for the contribution. Not for a second do I believe that. Hey, 505 and it's Oregon. Austin, is that Austin? Austin, get in here, Texas.
What's happening, Ronbo?
Austin, you know what? I need to ask you this because have you been observing what's going on with us tonight?
Yes, I have, Ronbo.
Now give us an outsider's. Yeah, but go ahead. Give us an outsider's look. Okay, go ahead. Austin?
Give us an outsider's perspective?
No, I was just wondering, what as an outside observer watching us go through this, what do you think of this? And just because, you know, some of these, everybody thinks Jimmy plotted to get out of the trade, and he thought this was good. I guess they thought that this was going to be the end result. the 49ers can Kyle Shanahan running out. Kyle Shanahan's become Mr. Cloak and Dagger probably for the whole time. And we never know what he's thinking. We never know what he's doing. He speaks in anything but transparent terms most of the time. So, and we are left with the media manipulating us. What do you think about all this?
I know it was a little different, and Romo didn't want to be traded or nothing, but there was a little competition between them because
Austin? We lost Austin. Austin? I hear some sound. Austin, you got a different connection tonight, don't you? Austin? Right.
Ronbo?
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, Austin. From what I just asked you, give us some feedback on our behavior here, from where you sit.
I can understand both sides of the fence because when we had the Prescott and Romo situation in 2016, a lot of people weren't ready to give up on Romo yet. Just like some of the Niner faithful isn't ready to give up on Garoppolo yet. A lot of people, including maybe a lot like Niner faithful, Niner by nature, is on the Trey Lance side of things, just like we were on the Prescott side of things. It's just one of those things, Ronbo. At the end of the day, you just want what's best for your team, is how I look at it.
You should.
And Ronbo, it's always going to be one of them things. You know it too. It doesn't matter if Trey wins the Super Bowl or Jimmy wins the Super Bowl.
That's
There's
the
still
bottom
going to
line.
be. It's just one of those things, Ronbo. You can't win either way.
No. And we keep a controversy going with quarterback all the time. So, Anything else on your mind tonight, Austin?
As long as you win your 6th Super Bowl, Ronbo, you could care less who the quarterback is.
The parade will still go down the street. Yeah, absolutely.
But, Ronbo, I understand you might have more calls, so I'm going to ride off on the high horse. Go Cowboys.
Good night, Austin. They're coming, they're marching it. Oh, my God, it's Marketing Pro. Marketing Pro, okay, go ahead. 3 minutes.
Yo, how we doing?
We're doing like 49er fans do. We have our situations that never stop. We've never had a season that went from point A to point B without something that was dramatic. But go ahead.
Well, like I said, Kyle's lost all his credibility with Jed York after that Texans game. Now, if we go back, Marketing Pro know the score from the Big Orange to the Big Apple. You know what I'm saying? That's why the pro man, he's just like Bo knows. You know what I'm saying? So I had predicted Jimmy G was going to get that 60 when Kittles took that pay cut. You remember?
Not vaguely, but go ahead. Make your point.
Yeah. And also, there's a incentives deal with the no trade clause.
Which is the only way they could have kept him. People need to realize that too. See, Niner, you love it. This is what I mean. Jimmy got that agreement, or else I'm leaving. Go ahead, Marketing Pro. That's a good point.
Exactly. But now Jimmy G, he's saying it feels great, baby, because I'm about to take the starter from this high school kid. But I'm gonna school the kid. I'm gonna teach him the game because I'm an OG. You know what I mean? And Shabazz, he need to call Dr. Phil. I'm praying for the guy. He's having a life crisis right now. You know what I'm saying? That dude lost his damn mind. So here's the deal, Ronbo. I know you real happy. I know in that coffee mug, you got a little bit of Hennessy, just like I got a little bit of Hennessy in my hand right now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Out of all the, now, I've been saying this all along, out of all the 49ers podcasts, you're the realest one. Because you keep it real. That's why I respect you.
Well,
Bald Scully was in his mind today, and all these other podcasts, they were just choking on themselves. So now, as a Rams fan, I gotta denounce the sweep, all right? Because I fear Jimmy G. That quick release is a hack against the Rams, the greatest of all time, Aaron Donald. He needs at least 2 seconds to get to the quarterback, and Jimmy would be cheating and throw the ball away too quick, right?
Yeah,
so it's going to be 1-1 split. It's going to be 1-1 split, and whoever gets home field is going to win the Super Bowl. That's what I'm going to tell you. If the 49ers get home field in the playoffs, we're in trouble. But if we go to SoFi Field,
God.
you know what I'm saying?
You did not say that.
SoFi? That's what it is. It's the ninth wonder of the world. You know what I'm saying? The greatest sports franchise in the world. The Rams.
I do want to make one thing clear. I'm delighted tonight, but not for that reason that you mentioned. I'm delighted because I like having strength at both of my quarterbacks. And if Trey goes the whole season and we win the Super Bowl, I will be as delighted as can be. It ain't about that. So I just want to make that clear. Maybe listen.
Okay, now I have to respectfully step in. You've seen the Texans game, right?
Yeah.
I know you're an OG. You play football. Trey's footwork ain't improved. Okay, that's a fact. Trey's ball placement is good, right?
Yeah, he's a work in progress.
Now,
I'm not going to say anything about that. But listen, tell you what, we're going to have to go.
I know, but let me just make one point.
Real quick.
Ball placement is the difference between 5 yards and 20 yards. And Trey was missing bad, right? So now your coach is saying we made a business decision. We moved on. Now, think about the kid, Trey. He's only 21, 22. Your coach said, get your job. All of a sudden, you're giving Jimmy G no trade clause, 16M incentives. Drama. 49ers in trouble.
Mike, okay, your point's taken. Let me say goodbye to you, and we'll see whenever you get back here. I'll be back tomorrow. All right. Dude. Hey, Casey.
Hey, what's shaking, Ronbo? Yo, Ronbo, let me just get to this real quick because I know it's late. We got some people on the East Coast, too, about to eat their breakfast.
Yeah.
Ronbo, how are you, man? Where were you tonight? Where were you today when you heard the news? Were you did you have your 49er shorts on? Were you bringing in the cows? What were you doing?
Actually, I was in the middle of a tuna fish sandwich, and I heard my phone do what it does, and I picked it up and almost choked on that sandwich because I said, "Get out of here! This ain't happening. Are you serious right now?" I stopped eating. Man. I started looking for more information. I said, "He's serious," because I thought it was somebody with a hack account making things up. You know how people do, and it's real.
Yeah.
So I'm still kind of in trouble.
Let me just spend like 1 minute on this bum that called in though. You mind if I do that real quick, Ronbo? Because I don't know who that person thinks he is. I'll go back and find out who it was that called in. But let me just tell you, if you're still no, the guy that called in calling Jimmy a bitch. If you're still listening, I don't know who you think you are, but let me tell you who you're talking to. Next time you call in, going, "Oh, Casey, all this stuff." Casey is a poker player. I've been doing this for 12 years. I'm a professional winner. I made $250,000 last year. I have an 8-year-old Range Rover. I have a 5-year-old Newfoundland. I'm a 5-time world champion dog dad.
Whoa. Casey, you never told us about all your accolades. Look at you.
Well, Ronbo, it is what it is, man. You know, but I've been doing this for a long time, Ronbo, so I know what a loser sounds like. And that person that called in, he's got a very limited outlook on life, and he's pushed himself into a corner, and now Jimmy can't succeed anywhere. You know, Jimmy can't go elsewhere and succeed and win the Super Bowl, and Jimmy can't play for the Niners and do well because of this person's perception of.
Casey? Yeah, we're just. Oh, there you are. Good. Okay, go ahead. Casey? Yeah, we haven't. I don't know. I guess maybe because we got a heavy load on the phone, it's having trouble dealing with it. Casey, you still there? Casey, I was enjoying that. Okay. Casey, you still there?
You know, because say Trey gets hurt and then Jimmy comes in, and then like.
Casey. we're having difficulty.
See what happens.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, we lost you for like over a minute there. Casey, start over. I mean, somewhere around the middle of where you were.
Oh,
you,
sorry,
you left
Ronbo.
off with,
I'm just saying, I feel better with Jimmy on the roster. And can you hear me, Ronbo?
Yeah, no, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, because I hear like a tapping in the back. Anyway, yeah, man, I feel better with Jimmy on the roster, and I just hope that Trey stays healthy.
And I think everybody hopes that. We liked having Jimmy there. It's not a bad thing. And hopefully Trey goes the whole season and healthy. That's I am convinced Jimmy came back because they asked him to, and he signed him and he offered him money and said, "Listen, we're not going to trade you. If we do, we'll go through you first." And that. I mean, this is kind of a friendly deal. And Jimmy says, "Fine," because I don't think he wants to be here. I really don't. But he's a professional, and he'll stay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think Jimmy wants to play football.
And he does.
It's probably better than waiting on the couch for the next few weeks for, Joe Burrow to go down or something. So
yeah, you can get rusty like that. And then come back all of a sudden next year cold. Like Deshaun Watson's going to end up doing next year.
No, and really for Trey's rookie season, I do feel better with Jimmy on the team,
It was always a good idea.
But I don't know what you're going to do with the fat head now. If you put the fat head back up, Robo, I've been telling you this for a year. I've been saying this for years. Even when Jimmy leaves, you got to keep the fat head up until the end of time.
Trez was mad at me because I took it down too. You know what? Because I decided, this is going to be a thing. We get players. I put them over here on the right next to Joe, and that's with representation of the current team. But then I said, you know what? I'm not going to be changing that fat head every few minutes. I'm going to put Rice, Willis. Somebody asked me to put Ronnie up there a lot, and let's just end that fathead situation right there. If we win a Super Bowl, we'll put the MVP up there possibly. Well, let's get to that hurdle. When we get there, we'll jump. So.
Oh, you're gonna leave it blank?
No, I'm
You're just gonna write out the GoFundMe, huh?
Yeah, I'm hoping it takes a long time because I like that blankness over there because Joe's legitimate and nobody can complain about him. You saw it, Casey. People were working me every show. I don't know why you got Jimmy Garoppolo up there next to Joe Montana. Hey, Ronbo, man, when you gonna take Joe? When you gonna put your girlfriend down? Look, man. If you were standing next to me, I'd put you down. So I said, I'm just going to take it down now.
It would be a great running joke if you just kept talking about the GoFundMe, or the caller just keeps calling in the Heineken and talking about the GoFundMe.
So because I really like having pleasant conversations. I don't like to be the center point of the anger and rage, which is why Jimmy Levy was actually, I was kind of relaxed about that for one reason only. Is that, okay, now I don't have to be defending Jimmy getting mad up here when Niner Mike calls in, and we have our what has now become legendary shouting matches.
Niner Mike,
Niner Mike, I'm just saying, man, I love you, man. But you, boy,
Niner Mike probably had a heart attack.
So and Trey and I do a little bit, but we don't get carried away. It's crazy. So but anyway.
Well, hey, Ronbo, I don't know if you can hear me still, man, but
I can hear you.
You hear me, Ronbo, but thanks for being here. It's almost breakfast time on the East Coast.
All right, fam. You go ahead and enjoy breakfast. And I look forward to talking to you later.
Hey, Ronbo, just for the record, man, Papa Dragon ain't never called that, by the way. All right, thanks, Ronbo. Have a good night, man.
Night, fam.
He was saying they were going to let him go last night, and it was like 24 hours ago. They were going to let him go. All right, Ronbo, have a good night, man.
Night, fam. Area code is 505. Oh. Area code 505. Okay, 505 must have passed out. I guess it is later than I even thought. So anyway, family, but we will be back tomorrow and talk about the cuts. And I'm sure we'll be talking about Jimmy. I thought we were done with Jimmy. I'm serious when I tell you. It was kind of like, was kind of feeling okay because I was feeling, I could just enjoy the season, and I didn't know what to expect from Trey. I know he's got some growing things to do, so I don't have any lofty expectations about what he's going to do, and I expected Kyle Shanahan to, build a situation around him where he can probably be fine, and now it looks like it's going to be. I don't know what it's going to be. We'll see. Daniel Serrano, Jimmy G showing he's a team player again. Bless you. Well, yes, that's why I like that guy. I like that guy for a number of reasons. But Jimmy is about as cool as the other side of the pillow. Just don't text him or leave any messages or call him because he's not going to answer the phone. He's not going to text you back. George Kittle should stop. His feelings should stop being so hurt. He's the most vocal one about that. Anyway, fam, let me go because it's what? Oh, how about a pic of you in 3-point stance? Okay, you talked me into that one. Hey, I'll see you tomorrow, fam. Have a great night, and thanks for the contributions tonight. Really do appreciate it. And please subscribe. We're gonna have a lot of fun this, as you can tell, and hit the like. See you tomorrow. I know. Tough to be a Niner.